Okay. So I'm like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Put a yes in the chat if you can hear me now. I just switched my microphone. That's what I was saying. This my first live stream in a new crib, so I ain't set up. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat before I get to cooking, and and the Salafis don't say nothing that because they don't want my words to be heard. They don't say nothing, so so okay. All right, Muslim 76, man. Where you from, man? Assalamu alaikum. I put where you from. I'm from Cincinnati, but I live in Florida now. Alhamdulillah. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna have a nice discussion, man. We're gonna get a lot of this confusion unconfused. Excuse me. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. على الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين خلفاء الراشدين المهديين. Excuse me. It's gonna be a very interesting topic. Oh, Phoenix! I just came from over there not too long ago. You know, I drive trucks. I come through I-10 all the time, man. I tell people there's always a debate between what's hotter, Florida or Arizona, and my vote goes to Arizona. That dry heat is crazy. That dry heat crazy. Like I remember the first time I felt it, it felt like microwave heat just blowing. Like the wind was blowing real hard. It was like 40 miles an hour wind when I first got there, and the wind was hot. At least in Florida, there's a lot of water, so we get a cool, nice breeze. You know, I mean, it'd be hot. It'd be 110 degrees, but we got that ocean breeze that come with, man. And I don't know what y'all got going on over there, man. Yeah, he said, yeah, it's blazing in the summertime, man. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's dive straight in. We got a lot to cover, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cover it, so it might be a part 2 coming next week. If y'all rocking with the brother, man, the young brother that's trying to put in some work, like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. I don't care if it's just a salam alaikum. Help the algorithm of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Help give a voice to Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And that's what I want to cover today is how all this confusion to come. One Up Slime. Yeah, I like that name, man. What's poppin'? Slime, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. What's going on? So let's dive straight in, man. So we all know that there's so much beef between Muslims on the internet. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now. First, let me make a disclaimer before they get the screenshot and the screen recording and playing all the games that they like to play. First and foremost, let me explain to y'all this. This is nothing directly at the Salafi Minhaj, the people who subscribe to Salafiyyah as a whole. I'm attacking the doctrine and those who are, I'm going to just shoot straight because we ain't got a lot of time on earth. Those who are brainwashed and blind follow the Salafi doctrine. Now, don't y'all don't walaikum salam to Allah. Oh, that's my companion right there. That's my sahab. That's my sahab right there. Ustad Abdul Mujib. Salih Abdul Mujib. Y'all go follow him on Facebook and Instagram. That's my sahaba. He put in work just like I put in work from the Shafi'i point of view. But anyway, we just gonna shoot Willie Nelson. What's happening, man? Peace, brother. Peace. That's my guy. I grew up with him, man. What's happening, man? We're gonna dive straight in it though. So don't y'all get triggered when I say certain things. Hear me out, hear me listen. And I know Salafiyyah is big on proof. They always say, what's your proof? What's your dalil? Well, I'm Abu Dalil. I promise you I am. When I make these videos, I done spent, me and my companions, we done spent countless amount of hours researching, debating, coming from every angle. I'm talking about, I got at least 10 brothers that I rock with that's been in the game for at least 10 years plus. And I'm talking about that's as students of knowledge, imams on every level of the spectrum. So we trying to hit this thing from every angle. I named this, of course, I gave y'all a little bit of clickbait about how Salafiyyah hates Muslims and so on and so forth. Of course, Musa Sakotu, salam alaikum. What's going on? Of course, I gave y'all the clickbait. I know that the Salafi Well, I don't know. That's up for debate. I know everybody is not bad, and I'm not trying to generalize. I'm not doing mass takfir. I'm against all of that. But the Salafi doctrine is poison. It is 100% absolute poison, and it is not the doctrine of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. It is not. And if y'all go to my YouTube channel, I got a whole section called the Radd of Salafiyyah, the refutation of Salafiyyah, and I got over 50 videos going point for point on everything the Salafi Minhaj believes and what Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah believes and how we've all been duped. Qaid, salam, what's up? What's up, Slimy? Assalamu alaikum. It's my guy, man. It's my guy. That's my guy right there. Alhamdulillah. My dark side guy. What it do? What it do, dark side? I went back on you. What it do, man? What it do? Assalamu alaikum, man. Man, I was just telling my wife, man, like it was so funny. It's so funny, like back in the day, like I knew Jamar. I knew Jamar. Facts. I go kind of far back with Jamar, man. I knew you was his man. Like I knew you was his henchman. Like so, everybody was. I ain't gonna go into too much detail, but like we used to always be like, yeah, man, Jamar, Kayed. Like we used to call you Kayed, and I swear I didn't know until like y'all names would ring a bells. I was just telling my wife this. And I swear, bro, I did not know you was Muslim until we got to the joint. And I see Juma. I was like, oh man, they get ready to shoot Juma up. I told the brothers like that one right there. Oh yeah. Put the security next to that one. And then I learned it's like your name is Qaid. The base, the foundation, the solidification. And when I started learning Arabic, and I'm like, man, subhanallah, man, the brothers Muslim this whole time, man. And we was, it's a funny, certain things like that. But what's up? What's up? Assalamu alaikum. But so the thing is about the Salafi, the Minhaj doctrine. Just diving straight in. Murtazalam. I hope I said your name right. 6254. Oh, Pakistan in the house. Yeah, well, my Hanafi Maturidi, yeah. See, look, we coming on this thing. The gang is in the house. There's a whole lot of gang stuff right here in the house. What's up, man? We got the Pakistani Hanafi Maturidi in the building. So yeah, we're gonna fall on top of them, man. We're gonna fall on top of them. What's going on? Murtaz. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so they don't So here in America, let me just throw this out there. Salafiyyah hails and it emanates from the East Coast. And the East Coast, they were all converts from the Nation of Islam and from the Word Muhammad movement. And they had strongholds on the East Coast and in Detroit. So once people had the internet and was able to travel and technology advanced, all those people who were in the Nation of Islam and who were in the Word movement converted to Salafiyyah because that was their first brush with Islam. They didn't have a lot of immigrants that come from, the East Coast had a lot of immigrants that came from the Gulf regions where Salafiyyah rules and it hails and that is the stronghold. So, just skipping over 30 years and then prison, and then, there were some good du'ats who were out of, they were going into the prisons, and they brought the Saudi Arabian brand of Islam to the brothers that way. And alhamdulillah, they took Shahada and they own probably their third generation of Muslims in the African-American community. And that's monumental. And it's important. This is why I feel like it's important to have these types of conversations so that we can bridge that gap, because there is a gap. In other parts of the country, we had other immigrants that came from other parts of the world, and the majority of them were from Pakistan, like me in Ohio and in Cincinnati. We have a very strong Pakistani and Indian presence. And honestly, it's for political reasons, because the University of Cincinnati has one of the most accredited engineering and doctorate programs, like medical doctors programs in the world. So a lot of the top students from India and Pakistan came to Ohio via Cincinnati, where I'm from. So we had Hanafi Maturidi influence, and then we have a Maliki influence in Cincinnati also, because we got a lot of West Africans. We had a lot of North Africans and West Africans. Not a lot, but of the amount of Africans that are there, we got a lot of them. So this is how we Salafiyyah on the East Coast grew to be what it is. A lot of the Arab came and went there and set up shops, and people start connecting with each other, and they sat and started to learn the Gulf version, the Saudi brand of Islam. And that's where we have to take it. We have to take it to those roots. We have to take it to those roots. So why is that important? That is important because most of the African Americans, that was their first introduction to Islam. They've never seen or known Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They've never seen it. They've seldomly seen, they've seldomly seen Muslims from Pakistan, Muslims from Indonesia, Muslims from Africa, Muslims from Europe. Those are the Australia. Those are the other parts of the world who did not follow Salafiyyah. And there's a reason for that. Salafiyyah came about for political purposes. It was not a religious purification like how their leaders wrongfully and knowingly try to pass off. So this brings me to my point with Ibn Abdul Wahhab. Everybody get this book, even if you're a Salafi. Get this book and refute this book. Refute this book. I want to see what y'all got, because I study real hard. This is called the Divine Lightning, and it was actually it was written by Imam Sulaiman ibn Abdul Wahhab, who is Ibn Abdul Wahhab's. His name is Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, but as etiquette to our prophet, we do not put Muhammad on Ibn Abdul Wahhab's name. We just call him Ibn Abdul Wahhab. Or if we texting and typing and we arguing with people on Facebook, we say Maui. We don't connect Muhammad to Ibn Abdul Wahhab out of etiquette for our prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So everybody get this book. Find your copies of it. This one was this edition was made by one of our shuyukh, a good African American brother. Yeah, he's a Hanbali. Trying to see if he has his printing publish house on here. He doesn't. I wanted to reprint intermediate. I can get the credentials if y'all need it, but this was written by Al-Hajj Abu Ja'far al-Hanbali, one of our scholars, an African American brother who have been on the forefront for fighting against the Salafi influence for so long. He actually translated this and brought the footnotes. He got all the references and everything. And basically that book has told us about the Saudi brand, the roots of the Saudi brand of Islam. And in a nutshell, I'm just going this video. There's so many videos on YouTube about Ibn Abdul Wahhab. Don't choose those videos to watch that come from Salafi publications, because they're going to paint Ibn Abdul Wahhab as some warrior hero who saved Islam, and that is everything but the truth. The bottom line is this, just in a quick overview, Ibn Abdul Wahhab, it seems I've been studying this for almost 15 years. And it just seems like he was one of those arrogant people that wanted to be a leader, a religious leader, but he didn't want to put the work in to become a religious leader. In Islam, you can become a religious leader. Anybody can, but you have to put in the work. You have to go through the appropriate channels and processes and steps. Now, he had the one up. His father was a sheikh in the Najdi region, and his older brother, Imam Sulaiman, was already a sheikh. So He had it in his household. He could have been taught the Hanbali and the actual Athari Aqidah, and they already had a masjid. Their name was already out there to be shuyukh, but for whatever reason, he went against that. He went against his own father, who was an established scholar, and then his own brother, who was an established scholar as well. And so his own brother wrote this book about him, his own brother. Now, we have never seen this in history. We have never seen where a scholar's father disowns him because of the knowledge that he has, and the older brother or any brothers or family members have disowned him. We have a long religious history of lots of scholarly families. Like my first sheikh, Sheikh Ayub Muhammad Hansbai, rahmatullah alayh. My first sheikh, his name and he's from Gujarat, and maybe the brother Murtaz can attest to this. I don't know what part of Pakistan you're in, brother. If you know any brothers or are you connected with any brothers from Gujarat. I'm pretty sure, brother Mumtaz, tell me if you've heard of the Hansbai tribe. Like the Hansbai tribe, they have generations of Hufad. They have generations of Hufad al-Quran and Hadith. Generations. Like my first sheikh, he memorized Quran at like 11. He has a brother who memorized, who was when he was young. His father did, his grandfather did, and his father did. And his family were actually married into some of the Sahaba who migrated to, not the Sahaba, but the Tabi'in that migrated to the Hindi region. So, hey, I'm Abu Naima. Hey, stay. Look, this is an example of what we're gonna talk about tonight. Abu Naima, big brother, big brother. Stay tuned. Stay. Do not leave, big brother. And if when I get done with the presentation, you want to refute me, I'll send you the link to come on live and you refute what I'm saying. I want an honest dialogue and refutation. You said you got proofs. Hold on, let me show you something. Let me show you y'all something. I got a lot of proofs. You talking about proofs? We gonna get to some proofs. We're gonna get to some proofs. Did it show? I think my phone is behind. Hold on, I'll try to change my screen. Make sure my screen is showing. Hold on now. It's not showing. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, good. Oh, so I'm looking at it real time on my phone, and it's a little delayed. Yeah. So Abu Naima, and congratulations on your son. Congratulations. May he grow up to be a scholar for Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Congratulations, Habibi. Stay tuned. I don't want you to troll the comments. We're gonna get busy, my guy. We got proofs. I got proofs for you. I got some proofs. I told you I'm Abu Dalil. Don't go nowhere, Abu Naima. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And don't blind follow. You said break down the Bachelor and Aqidah. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. Stay with me now. So going back to what I was saying, we've never seen in Islamic history where a scholarly father disowns his son, and a brother who's a scholar disowns his son as well. We've never seen that in Islamic history, unless they were, unless they were Muqtadi. So that's the precursor to who Ibn Abdul Wahhab is. A short overview of his life. His father kicked him out of the house because he was so arrogant and he was doing so much bid'ah, and he was speaking his bid'ah, and he left and went to the desert and sat with an Indian sheikh. I think his name was Muhammad Sindhi or something like that. One of y'all correct me. And he was introduced to the writings of Ibn Taymiyyah, who is a controversial figure, and he is not mu'tamid in any of the madhahib, not even in his own madhab. Ibn Taymiyyah was a great scholar, but it is confirmed from every generation, from his own all the way down, that he had some very serious issues in his Aqidah and some stuff with fiqh. He was high up in fiqh. But as far as I know, my Hanbali correspondent told me from the inside out that if you go through the Mu'tamid scholars in the Hanbali Madhab, Ibn Taymiyyah is like ninth. Ibn Qudama is first, of course, Imam Ahmad, but Ibn Qudama is first, and then all the way down to number 9. So it's interesting that that the Salafis, they claim to be Athari, but they don't take the religion, the Athari, the Aqidah, the Athari belief from the actual people who established the Athari belief. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get into all of that. So Ibn Abdul Wahab, he came back and he started all this fitna, and when he started this fitna, he came back with some erroneous fatwa about how the Muslims at large had fallen into shirk. Now, this is the history of the beef between Salafiyyah and Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. This is where it all started. And I'm gonna make a disclaimer. Brothers like Abu Naima, me and him never spoke, and y'all see all I do is read books and post stuff from books, and I'm quoting the Salaf. And they ain't looking at that. They looking at the fact that I say that I'm Maliki and I say that I'm Ash'ari. And I'm 100% guarantee you, I'm 99% sure that the brothers like Abu Naima have never even read an Ash'ari book. Never. I can go to their books. I can go to y'all books and open up y'all books and go point for point in y'all books. I guarantee y'all that y'all don't have any of our books and can take and make a comparison like I did. I got a PDF that I put together that's going to compare who's really following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. Slime, I seen your comment. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get through this presentation as fast as I possibly can, and then I'm gonna deal with the comments, questions, and concerns and discussion. So, one up, Slime. Just give me a second. I see your comment. I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you or anybody else. Abdullah Sa'id Muhammad, what's going on? Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. So I'm gonna get to y'all's comments, inshallah ta'ala, once I get through the presentation. So y'all, they will always talk to you about how, you know, my belief is batil and I'm a mubtadi' and I'm a mushrik, but they blind follow the Saudi scholars. They've never. I've been discoursing with a couple of brothers, and I ain't gonna go too far into it because they wanted to kill me at the end of the discourse, and I want to touch on that as well. I've discoursed with a lot of Salafis, and I've asked all of them, okay, these are the issues that we have, and we're gonna start easy. 1, 2, 3. Show me from where in the time of the Salaf that y'all got this belief. Now, the problem isn't that they can't produce you a Quranic ayah or hadith. That's not the problem. They are better reciters of Quran and hadith than Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. I give them that. They've learned more about hadith than Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We've lagged behind in that, which is why the Salafi sect has grown to be as big as it is now today in this world. So now their fitna is actually shaking up and fracturing, breaking up and destroying communities around the world, especially in the country, especially in the African-American community. So going back to what I was saying with Ibn Abdul Wahab, he came back from the desert with all these great ideas. Nobody can confirm who he studied with, and nobody affirmed the stuff that he was saying. So first and foremost, he broke the sunnah of learning, sitting chest to chest with a scholar, like Bukhari did, like Bayhaqi did, like Nawawi did, like Tirmidhi did, Abu Dawood. These guys sat chest to chest with muhaddithin, and they took a hadith from a muhaddithin. They took a hadith from muhaddithin. That's so the sunnah. So first and foremost, Salafi people, Salafi Minhaj people, before y'all get all triggered and y'all get to breaking my back in the comments and saying how my marriage is invalid and my blood is lawful and my property is lawful. Yeah, we already know all of that. Let's stay focused. Stay on let's stay prove me wrong. I want to be wrong. Prove me wrong. At what part of Islamic scholar history, the history of Islamic scholarship, can I disappear in the desert for however many years and then come back a scholar and nobody can verify my scholarship? Same thing with Al-Albani. We've never been able to verify their scholarship. Islam has never had a problem verifying somebody's scholarship. As a matter of fact, when I talked to my sheikh, one of my shuyukh, he told me, Sheikh Rami and Sood, he told me the great. It was a conversation we was having. I was like, no, Sheikh, how could I do that for you? I do it. He was talking to me about doing a speaking engagement. And I was like, he was like, hey, let me know your travel expenses. I was like, no. That's like, you my sheikh. I'll do this for you. I'll do anything for you. You're my sheikh. I got you. And he was like, well, the best gift that a sheikh can have is a student. So we love the fact that there would be a young brother or younger brother or a brother or sister, period, that would learn this deen and then go out and spread the haqq of Allah. We love that. This is what we're here for. We're here for that. So it didn't change during the time of Ibn Abdul Wahhab. And I've heard Salafi people say, oh, they were just jealous of Ibn Abdul Wahhab, that he had the most knowledge and they wanted to be in power. They were already in power. This is what y'all like before Ibn Abdul Wahhab came on the scene with his crazy ideas, that there were already ulama in his town. He's not even from Mecca and Medina. How did his doctrine get to Mecca and Medina? There were already scholars, and the scholar of the Hijaz, the scholar of Mecca, the scholar of Medina, they already put fatwa out against this guy. Once he started putting his bid'ah out and spreading it around and teaching it to people, the ulama that was there already, they seen it and they wrote, and that's what this book is. It's a collection of those writings in book form of the scholars who were already seated that rejected his bid'ati ideas. He came, they call us the people of bid'ah, but that, like I said in the beginning of this program, the East Coast African American Salafis have never ever seen anything outside of the Saudi Arabian brand of Islam. You go to talk to them about certain hadiths and certain ayats and certain stuff, they don't even know that it ever existed because they're so stuck blind following Ben Baz, Ibn Uthaymin, Fawzan, Al-Albani, and Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and Saadi. They blind following these guys as opposed to studying themselves. Whenever I've come across somewhere in my studies and it said that this is the wrong belief and the people of bid'ah do this, I'm like, let me see. Let me go check out what the Qadariyah, with the Jabbariyah, with the Jahmiyah, with the Rafidah, what did they believe? What did they believe? What are we staying away from here? You're not an honest intellect if you haven't done that. You're just a blind follower, and blind following is not all as bad as like they try to make it seem. Because if you're not a scholar, you got to listen to somebody who's a scholar or somebody who's knowledgeable and they can tell you what to do. That's okay. But in this instance, when we're talking about Aqidah, there is no blind following in Aqidah. So fast forwarding, Ibn Abdul Wahhab went against the people, which is also wrong in the Sunnah. Nowhere in the Sunnah and in the history of Islam are you allowed to oppress people with your viewpoints or your knowledge. Now we have so many examples. Imam Malik coming to power intellectually. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad. All these people came to power. Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri. All these people came to power and they didn't shed no blood. Matter of fact, their blood was shed by people who had political aspirations. But these are the people who were actual scholars, and their legacy, we still cling to their legacy to this day. They never shed any blood. As a matter of fact, Imam Shafi'i was asked why he didn't go to jihad since he was so smart. And he said, if I thought that my sword could do what my pen could do, then I would be the first one in the ranks. So it is the sunnah of the scholars to be scholarly, to teach and let teaching be their legacy. They don't got to beat nobody up. They don't got to force nobody to do anything that they say. They give the haqq, and the haqq will plant itself in the people's hearts, and that's it. It'll grow. This is the way of the scholars. So why did Ibn Abdul Wahhab feel like he had to kill people in order to get them to follow him? But if you look at it from the Salafi lens, you will see all of their scholars from Anwar Wright all the way to Hassan Somali. They all gonna say Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab was cleansing the holy lands of the mushrikeen. The Muslims were practicing worshiping idols, and Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab was saving the Ummah. He was the mujaddid of the Ummah. They're gonna talk about him so heroically. But this is what's, and this is why I want to challenge you, blind followers. And don't take that. I'm being facetious when I say that, because y'all say we blind follow. Why are you taking Hassan Somali's word for it? Why you didn't go look at this book from a person and people who were actually there? And these were ulama. These were ulama. There's probably, at least that I've seen, 10 books, 10 accounts of the fitna of Ibn Abdul Wahhab. At least 10 books, 10 different scholars, 10 different, not 10, but at the top of my head, 3 different regions. 3 different regions that got word of what Ibn Abdul Wahhab did, and they didn't approve of it. And because like he's saying, we were worshiping idols. And we're going to get into that. So the fact of the matter is, you can't, it has never been a part of Islamic history. It's not the scholarship of the history of Islamic scholarship that you have an opinion and you fight people and kill them to force them to follow your opinion. Now, Ibn Abdul Wahhab never put himself on the same level as Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahumullah. And he twisted the fatwa from Ibn Taymiyyah against tawassul. This tawassul, for the people who do not know, this is about the people who, hey, salam alaikum, Sharif, salam alaikum. This is the stuff. This is why I say why the Salafis hate Muslims. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna pull my receipts up and I'm gonna show you how much of a joke I am. I'm gonna pull. I just showed y'all. He probably tuned in a little later, but I'm gonna show you what type of joke I am. And it's amazing to me that people who are not who don't, and I know this person does not understand these deep concepts. Not nowhere on my level. You can put a Arabic manuscript in front of this person and he could not read through it without making any major mistakes or even begin to read through it. But then they would tell an individual that has had that type of training and has had this type of knowledge a joke. This is the reason why. This is the reason for the title of this video: Why Salafiyyah Hates Muslims. And I'm gonna show you how this is how much of a joke Islam is to Salafis like this. This is the problem. This is the problem. I got my presentation. We're gonna go straight Quran and Sunnah, just like they say they like to do. We're gonna go straight Quran and Sunnah. We're gonna leave our emotions out of it. We're gonna leave our personal whatever we got going on in our heart. Whatever we got going on in our heart, we're gonna leave that out of it. We're gonna stick to the conversation. We're gonna stick to Quran and we're gonna stick to Sunnah. That's it. So anyway, it's amazing to me that Ibn Abdul Wahhab was erroneously spreading the fatwa about the Muslims being mushrikeen, being pagans, in regards to the issue of tawassul, which is make a dua through the Prophet. That's the heart of the issue. This is the reason why Ibn Abdul Wahhab took the Muslims to war, so much so that when he stormed the Hijaz, he shut down anybody coming from Hajj and starved the people. He starved the people. It's reports in this book that they don't like to read because they're going to blind follow their scholars. Their scholars demanded that they don't listen to Abdul Kabir. That when they go back and say, hey man, this brother Abdul Kabir said Ibn Abdul Wahhab was starving the Muslims in the Hijaz. Is that true? They're gonna say, yeah, don't listen to these people of innovation. You blind following. Can't no man tell me not to listen to something, or if I'm like, man, hold up, man, am I on the hook? Because I heard this brother say this brother is ugly, he stinks, he yells at people, his character is bad, but he did make a good point. He had evidence that this happened. And he said this in this video: if you sincere, that'll touch you in your heart. if you sincere. It'll touch you in your heart. And you'll be thinking like, man, am I on the hot? This is what every true scholar does. This is what every true student of knowledge does. We go back and be like, okay, first and foremost, I'm trying to correct myself. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the hot. So I done told this individual that's on, I put his stuff on the screen. I done told that individual, forget my scholars, forget your scholars, forget all the scholars. Forget the people we like to follow. Forget all these personalities. Forget belonging to the community. Forget looking like we from the time of the prophet. Forget all of that. Take me directly to the time of the Sahaba and the Salaf. And let's pull our belief system from there. Let's see if what my scholars is telling me is matching what the scholars of the Salaf said. And let's take what your scholars, Ben Baz, Fawzan, Uthaymeen, and so forth. Let's see if what they're saying matches up. And then the matter is clear. Now, if you continue, then you have Zayg in your heart, just like the ayah said. You have Zayg in your heart. Your heart is black. If you continue on, you got some other stuff that you're dealing with that has nothing to do with the religion of Islam. That's a personal shortcoming within an individual if they take themselves through this channel. I listen to the Salafi scholars. I listen to him. And I don't think he was here, but I got Sharif. I got the books. I'm not a blind follower, Sharif. I read y'all stuff. This from y'all scholar. Al-Albani. I got y'all stuff. I read it. And then I make a comparison. I take what Al-Albani says, and then I go and open up Bayhaqi. I go and open up Nawawi. I go and open up Ibn Hajar. I go and open up Bukhari. I go and open up the people of the Salaf. I go and open their stuff up and see if it matches this. That's what a real scholar does. You can hate me all you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing that, you're not on the hot. You hate yourself. You don't hate me. I'm just the one telling you. And if an individual hates that, if the hawk is coming from somebody and they hate it, there's blackness in their heart. There's darkness in their heart. And I would fear, and I am in fear, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would close up and put a seal on my eyes and put a seal on my ears and put a seal on my heart to the point where I would hate somebody that is trying their best to convey to me the hawk, even if I disagree. I'm going to sit and listen. I'm like, I don't know about that. Let me check into it. Before I call you a joke, sir, I'm going to check into that. But anyway, Ibn Abdul Wahhab didn't even realize that he got and this is how much in arrogance Ibn Abdul Wahhab was in. He took the erroneous fatwa against tawassul from Ibn Taymiyyah. That's where he learned it. But I don't know why it didn't dawn on Ibn Abdul Wahhab that Ibn Taymiyyah never killed anybody. Ibn Taymiyyah never made anybody follow his madhab. Ibn Taymiyyah did what all the other scholars do. They put that what they believe to be the haq out there and let the people take it, let the people don't take it. Ibn Taymiyyah, as a matter of fact, he fought alongside in jihad with the Maturidiyah. So the Salafi people hate the Maturidiyah. They hate the Ash'ariyah. And for anybody who don't know, these are two of the schools of Aqidah that has built the belief systems for the Muslims. And they hate the Ahlul Athar. They hate all three of those people. These are the only versions of Aqidah that have been transmitted down to us. This is the only version. Anything else is bid'ah. It's new. We never seen it. We never heard it. We don't know where it came from. That's the definition of bid'ah. So Ibn Abdul Wahhab, he stormed throughout Arabia. And if you read some of the works of his own military general, Ghadnan, Ibn Ghadnan, if you find some of his writings, and if anybody is sincerely and honestly want to talk about this, I have my receipts for this stuff from Ibn Gaddan, and he's explaining how they're doing like how the time of the Prophet Sallallahu, they're going town to town, and they send a messenger in, and they say, hey, follow Ibn Abdul Wahhab is the new Amir. You need to follow him or you die. Ibn Abdul Wahhab's top general was doing this. This is what the people, the Muslims, this is what the Muslims have at that time period reported about Ibn Abdul Wahhab. How can we deny this? And on what basis are we denying this? Matter of fact, Sharif, tag Hassan Somali. I can get my big hats on the phone. I can get my big hats on this screen right now. I can get my big hats. Sharif, go get your big hats. Go get Hassan Somali and tell him to come shut me down. Tell Hassan Somali to come shut down this page, The True Aqidah of the Salaf. Destroy Abdul Kabir Muhammad online forever. Don't make me say another word. Embarrass me. Go and get your scholar and let me ask him what is the process? What is the system that they use to discredit these accounts that came from the ulama at the time of Ibn Abdul Wahhab? Tell me, what is the system? What is the system that we are rejecting historical accounts that come from the righteous? I don't even know of any wretched accounts that come from the wretched. We know that these accounts about the bid'ah that Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab brought to the South, brought to the Arabian Peninsula, it was all the scholars unanimously, all of them, there was ijma about his bid'ah. There was not one scholar in his time who was an official scholar that agreed with his viewpoints. And if they did, how come the Ottomans didn't send him an army to help him with his cleanse? He deemed all of the Ottomans to be kuffar. He deemed all of the Ottomans to be kuffar, and for the government that was there at the time. And if you know anything about fiqh, you know that there is no vigilante justice. Malik didn't do it. Abu Hanifa didn't do it. Shafi'i didn't do it. Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri didn't do it. Hassan al-Basri didn't do it. Ibrahim al-Nakhai, he didn't do it. Ibn Shayba didn't do it. Shahrastani didn't do it. Al-Razak didn't do it. No scholar that we take from, they never did none of this. So where are y'all getting y'all sunnah? Ibn Taymiyyah didn't do it. His students, Zahabi, didn't do it. His other student, Ibn Kathir, didn't do it. Zahabi and Ibn Kathir, they believe what we believe. But it is your publication, Darul Salam, that takes tawassul and tafweed, ta'wil and tafweed out of the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. And this is an established fact. But I'm a joke. I'm a joke for telling you the haq. This is what we're talking about. Why Salafis hate Muslims. This is what we're talking about. This is the joke, y'all. This is the joke. The joke is Islam. That's the joke. Because everything that I'm telling you, every established scholar is going to tell you, because I'm only saying what they said. These ain't my great ideas. You can hate me all you want. But at the end of the day, you got to close your eyes and you got to hear my voice. Ibn Abdul Wahhab was not a scholar. He was a joke. And that's an established fact. You can't go to his time period and find the scholars corroborating nothing he did or nothing he said. The only way that the Salafi Minhaj was born was because he went to kill the people, and at that time, you know, historical accounts say that the Ottoman Empire was weak, and y'all don't know. I'm gonna save y'all a lot of research it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. That's the difference between me and you. I don't care about being wrong because I want to be right going forward. It's not an ego thing to me. It's not oh, you know more hadith than me. Oh, this brother think he's somebody because he can recite Quran. Or this brother think he's somebody because he know a lot of scholars. I don't care about none of that. I care about going to Jannah. And I care about bringing the haq to my people and my people going to Jannah. And my people not being on the hawk makes it challenging for me to be on the hawk. We got people calling Muslims jokes because we're trying to be on the hawk. What if I needed you to be a witness in my marriage? What if I needed you to come and be a witness and come in and do my janazah and set my janazah up? What if me and my family was not down on hard times and we needed some money? But the fact that Salafiyyah believes that Muslims are jokes, the community is fractured and it's broken up. We're not moving as a unit, which is why I'm doing these videos. I'm not doing these videos for talking points and to try to show how many people you know. I told this brother Sharif, I told him, y'all, like people would think that I don't know Arabic to a degree, and people would think that I can't recite the Quran because I don't do it online. I'm terrified of being made out to be arrogant because I can recite the Quran with tajweed. Because I memorized a lot of Quran. Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it a companion for me and not make it a burden for me. I mean, you won't see me doing it. That's not for the people. That's for me. If I need to do it, I'll do it. But that's not for the people. That's for me. That's personal. So I don't have these. I don't, for the most part, I don't have these things where I don't want to be wrong, and I don't, and online, and the times that y'all seen me debate Salafis online, I'm trying to get something done. And every single one of those debates went left because as soon as I put up a point and they couldn't prove their point, next thing you know, they're talking about, oh, man, I'll break your back. You're a mushrik. You're a muqtadi. Man, you're calling me names. Then you just calling me names. You're not making an intellectual point. And everybody knows by the time you get to calling somebody names, that means you run out of intellect. Next. That's why I've been telling the Salafis for years, go and get your scholars. Send this video to Hassan Somali and tell him, come see me. Tell him, destroy me. Have him come and on my platform and debate me and destroy me. Do it. Tag him in this. He got social media. Sharif, tag Hassan Somali if I'm a joke. And have Hassan Somali come up here. If you can't handle the task, have Hassan Somali come up here and handle the task. And destroy me. Please. And then the matter can be over. And then I'll be Salafi. And everybody else will be Salafi. And not Maliki, Hanbali, Hanafi, and Shafi. And Ash'ari and Maturidi and Athari. So, with that pretext being set, Ibn Abdul Wahhab, the only reason he didn't rule by his scholarship, he killed people, he ousted all of the people in the Hijaz, and this is what a lot of the you see the East Coast brothers and the Salafis do. If they don't like what you're saying, or you stand on some type of you stand on what they don't believe in, they want to fight you. They have the same bullying mentality like Ibn Abdul Wahhab did. This is the reason why the Salafis hate Muslims. They inherited that hate that Ibn Abdul Wahhab has for Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We know one evidence off the top of our head on how Ibn Abdul Wahhab was not correct. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, my ummah would never agree on dalala, on misguidance. So how can Ibn Abdul Wahhab come 1,000 years after the Prophet and say everything that they was doing 1,000 years before him was wrong? The Muslims believed in tawassul. And for the people who don't know tawassul, I mentioned it before, it means to say, to make a dua and attach the Prophet's name to the dua. In short, this ain't a tawassul video. I have a video called Is Tawassul Shirk? And I broke down everything. I broke down all of the facts, like the joke that I am. I broke down all of the facts. I put all of the proof. I left it up there. Take it or leave it. I'll take your good deeds. By calling me a joke, I'll collect those good deeds. I need that. That Ramadan you did in the joint, that hard Ramadan you did when you was in a hole, I need that. I need that. Let me get that. Jazakumullahu khairan. So go look at the video I made on my page about Tawassul. I'm not going to go all the way into that. I know Tawassul has a bad name because of the Salafis, and they're very loud on the internet, and they say that this is shirk, and it's not shirk. There's so many videos. There's so many videos of shuyukh that broke it down with every hadith, and it's been reported. It's been confirmed, the whole nine. So If you need the hawk, I got the hawk. You need the proof for it, I got the proof for it. It's right here handy. I was just listening to one of another scholars. Maybe I don't know. I can't even bring it. I was just listening to it today. And he was giving the hawk from every angle, every hadith, every scholar from the Salaf, however y'all like it cooked. That's the way the chef cooked. What's going on, Salim Abdul Mutaqaddim? What's going on, Habibi? From anyway, what's going on, Miko Lava? What up? What it do, West Side? He talking about Twister, man. You always trying to cap, man. Some other time, yo, little buddy. But okay, so going forward, he said that Ibn Abdul Wahhab said that the Muslims at large were all pagans because we believe in Tawassul. That means that our blood is lawful. That means that we're not Muslims. Basically, he pronounced kufr on us, and this is why the Salafis hate us, mind you. And I say us, and I say Ahlus Sunnah because we're the majority. The Salafis are not the majority. The Salafi Minhaj only lives in Saudi Arabia and in Philadelphia and the surrounding area, in the surrounding metro area of Philadelphia. That's the only, and in a few parts in England. Then that's the only other place where the Salafi Minhaj lives. So the Salafis say that since they're the truth and they're on the truth, then everybody else is wrong, even though they're outnumbered. Everybody else is wrong and they're right. That is not the Sunnah because of the hadith that I just told y'all. The Prophet said that his ummah, he didn't say that the mentality is what the jama'ah is. The Prophet said this, and let me sidebar. The reason why the Salafis has gone astray is because they take everything literal. They don't believe in the idioms, the figurative idioms that belong to the Arab language, which is also a precursor for their lack of scholarship. Because we know Arabic is one of the most figurative languages in history. This means that these people that's going to Jamia al-Madinah, they're not learning good Arabic. They're so stuck blind following all of this stuff. They're so stuck blind following all of this stuff that they can't see anything outside of it. They haven't really truly delved into the Arabic religion to understand that there's so many figurative idioms in Arabic. And on the side of Ahlus Sunnah, like in my school, in the Maliki school, the West African Maliki school, a lot of our fiqh, a lot of our aqidah is in the beautiful eloquence of Arabic poetry and idioms. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we could easily commit it to memory, and we easily commit the haqq and the sunnah and the usul of haqq, the usul of hadith and the usul of fiqh. We commit it to memory, and it's in our hearts, and it's concrete in our hearts. This is when you dive into truly being a student of knowledge. This is when you truly dive into it. When you have an intimate relationship with your learning, so much so that it's in a beautiful poetic form. And the poetic form that you're learning, you're actually learning hadith. You're actually learning aqidah. You're actually learning fiqh. That's going into something else, but I'm sweating. That right there, that raises my blood pressure because it's so beautiful. Alhamdulillah. So the Salafis take everything literal, but they don't take that literal. They don't take that literal. The Prophet Muhammad SAW said that his community would not agree altogether on misguidance. So here Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab is telling the whole world and built a curriculum saying all the Muslims fell into shirk because they believe in Tawassul, even though Tawassul is a hadith, which is stronger than his lack of scholarship. He's not a scholar to even be able to look at the hadith and be like, oh yeah, we reject this hadith. And on this basis, this is the reason why we reject this hadith. He played with y'all ignorance and the fact that he knew that he can make y'all blind follow via shaitan so well. Maybe he had a shaitan in his ear and the shaitan was just telling him, say this. They're going to do it anyway. They're going to listen to you. They're going to blind follow what you say. I put the hadith from Imam Nawawi in the face of a Salafi, and he'll tell me what Ibn Abdul Wahhab said, who's not even known to transmit one hadith. Not even one hadith. And I'm willing to be wrong. One of my Salafi brethren put the Musnad of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, put it in my inbox, and I will make a whole video about how I was wrong. Put Ibn Abdul Wahhab's Musnad in my inbox. Correct me. So I'm a joke, so correct me. So getting back on track. Why don't since the Salafis take everything literal, why they didn't take that literal? When the Prophet said my community, and he's talking, and he said the word ummah, that word ummah doesn't refer to a mentality. That refers to the people who are Muslim will never agree on Dalalah. So there you go. One quick point on how what Ibn Abdul Wahhab believes does not match up with what the Sunnah says. In no part in history do you find any scholar from Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah saying, oh, the Muslims have done this, the Muslims are like this, the Muslims fall into kufr, the Muslims fall into shirk. Nowhere. All these dudes doing are parroting. They're learning what all of these, they learning from these reels. They got these heroic, and I've been talking about it for years. They got these beautiful reels from Abu Khadija and Hablos and Anwar Wright and Talib, whatever his name is. I forgot the guy who was teaching in the Prophet's Masjid. I forgot his name. And Hassan Somali. They got all these people. They make these beautiful reels, and they have nice production on it, and their voices are very projected, and they sound so heroic. But at the end of the day, when you get rid of all the fluff, it's bid'ah. That's it. It's bid'ah. Simple as that. And I agree, and I want to take this as an opportunity to agree with our beloved Imam Amin when he said that Salafiyyah is the new slave master of black people. Because here we go. We got one of my brothers who come from where I come from. And this is actually the motivation behind this video. This is a plea to my brothers, my African-American Muslim brothers. We done been through enough, man. We done been through enough. We want to kill each other. We hate each other so much. And because I don't believe what you believe, you want to kill me. Because I don't believe what you believe, you want to fight me. And this is the reason why a lot of our scholars, I'm from all of that, so I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. Person has got to cut my tongue out of my mouth. Because I'm from all of that, so it don't move me one way or another. But we have a lot of our scholars. They don't come from that. They don't come from that. So guys like me that come from that concrete, I'm a seed that grew out of that. Anybody in Cincinnati know I grew out of that. Got a reputation. Not bragging about it. I'm ashamed of it, as a matter of fact. And this is why I do these videos, to try to bring our people out of it. I brought myself out of it, alhamdulillah, and I want to bring my people out of it. And I want to keep us out of it. But here it is. This is the reason why Imam Amin said that Salafiyyah is the new slave master of black people. This is the reason why he said that. Because you will go to Philly, you'll go to Jersey, and you'll go to parts of New York. And even though I got a kufi and I got a beard, they're going to automatically judge you and do the haram. If I'm not dressed the way that they dress, like the brother Abdul Mujib, like he said, Abdul Mujib told me how it is in Jersey and Philly. He said that Ahlul Sunnah has a certain way that they wear their turbans and a certain way that they wear their thobes. And then we know Salafiyyah, they wear the Buddha, the red and white checkered head covering, imitating Saudi. So when they look at each other, it's just like Bloods and Crips. We trying to leave. You took Shahada and you dropped the set, and now you're taking the gang mentality into Islam, into the ranks, into the Muslims. And we're supposed to be witnesses for each other's marriages. If you got to go off to war, you got to go off to work. I got a brother, for example. I work on the road. I drive trucks from the east to the west. I drive trucks, and I'm gone for 2 weeks at a time sometimes. I got a brother down here right now that I trust with my whole entire family. Anything go wrong, this brother will be here like that. Farouk Thomas, he probably don't want me to put his name out there, but because he real cool, laid back. From Jump Street. Just because him and I didn't grow up with him, I don't know him from a can of paint. I made these videos and I make these Ahlul Sunnah videos, and he feel like there's not enough African Americans contributing to the conversation of Ahlul Sunnah versus Salafi and all of that. And way back in Cincinnati, he connected with me. It's like, whenever you're in Florida, hit me up. When you're in Tampa, hit me up. And me and my wife at the time we come and visit. And this is the Sunnah of Ibn Battuta. Wherever I go, I got a passport. I'm good because I'm Muslim. I say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. I got a Muslim wife. I got Muslim children. You can find some hate about that. How you can hate that? You are a hateful individual if you hate that. That's Shaitan. Shaitan hates a Kufi. Shaitan hates this beard. Shaitan hates to see a Muslim family. And that's Shaitan. He hates that. Shaitan hates that. My family, my blood, my wealth is supposed to be sacred to my brother. When I'm away, I'm like, hey, Fruit, brother, you mind if you boo? He's like, all right, man, I'll be over there in an hour. I don't think I've ever called him and needed something while I'm away. And he didn't tell me I'd be there in an hour. This is what Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is. Not when I go and I visit Philly and I visit Jersey, and they're like, what masjid did you go to? And if I say I'll go over there, well, I go to Cooper School. No, brother, no, brother. I go down to Uthman Danfodio in Philly. I go to Uthman Danfodio. Oh, brother. Okay. Salafis hate Muslims. I make 5-time prayer. I pray during Ramadan. I make wudu. I recite the Quran. I don't have to agree with you. I mean, like, you know what, that's wrong, but cool. I uphold your kalima shahada. That's the difference between Ahlul Sunnah and the Salafiyyah. Via Ibn Abdul Wahhab and his hatred for his own personal gain made the blood and the wealth of the Muslims lawful. And you know what's so silly? He did this not even knowing that the concept of tawassul is not even an Aqidah issue. This is a matter of fiqh. This is in all of the books. Like whenever Ibn Abdul Wahhab looked at the hadith of tawassul, that hadith in every school, in all the 4 madhabs, that the issue of tawassul is under the actions and deeds. It's not in the Aqidah section. But you know what the problem is? They're blind following Saudi Arabia, so they have never even seen these books. They've never saw it. In my dialogue with the Salafi brothers and sisters, and I hit them with, well, what if I got a hadith? They first and foremost, they tell me, oh, no, you're not upon the Sunnah, and you're a Mubtadi', and if you continue this on, you die, you're gonna die as a pagan. And I'll be like, well, what if I tell you I got a hadith for it? I can prove to you. Oh, well, I ain't never seen that. I can see the hadith. Why are you even speaking? You just threw me out of Islam. You just threw my family out of Islam, and you ain't even studied the matter. You following these pamphlets and these reels that come out of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, leave that on. You following pamphlets. You following reels. Seldomly have you ever went and got the fiqh books and looked in and said, okay, what is the evidence? When I looked at so many of Al-Albani's works, and I'm not even a hadith scholar, but I have some knowledge of hadith. And I know it is common knowledge that Bukhari and Muslim had this most stringent and rigorous criteria for hadith. And then I go and see at the bottom of a hadith book, Al-Albani graded this hadith da'if. So I asked myself a long time ago, who is Al-Albani? I've never heard of Al-Albani. Who is this guy? I go and see who Al-Albani is. Just like Ibn Abdul Wahhab, we cannot corroborate we can't confirm his scholarship. Who did he take hadith from? Who did he take Mustalahul Hadith from? We know that he sat with a big scholar. His name leaves me off the top of my head. Salafis. Why don't y'all put it in the Salafis? Why don't y'all put it in the chat? Put it in the chat. Zahira, assalamu alaikum, sister. Just hear me out. See, this is the thing what I'm saying. Like, if I invited this sister up here to have this conversation, she probably wouldn't be able to rebut anything that I'm saying. And this is the problem. This is the problem. Following pamphlets, following culture. Most of the people in Jersey and Philly are Muslim because most of the people in Jersey and Philly are Muslim. Or Salafi, excuse me. Most of the people, 99% of the people in Philly and Jersey are Salafi because 99% of the people in Jersey and Philly are Salafi. They never picked up nobody ever, not one person in Philadelphia, not one person in Jersey ever picked up the Muwatta first and then came out with the Minhaj Salafiyyah. It's impossible. Not one person in Jersey, not one person in Philadelphia ever picked up the oldest Aqidah book known to us today. It dates back to the 3rd century, the Khairun Qurun, the third of the 3 best golden generations. They said it follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. I follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. Okay, well, Imam Tahawi, he was from the Salaf. No person in Jersey, no person in Philly ever picked up Aqidah Tahawiyah before they had Kitab al-Tawheed, before they had Fiqh Sunnah, and then came out as a result a Salafi. It's impossible. What is my point? The material and the belief system of the actual Salaf is not the same as the Salafi Minhaj. And y'all just don't know it. And here, my big mouth self got to be the one to tell you. So let's get into, okay, so that was, I wanted to set the tone of the conversation. And I'm actually glad, this kind of played out the way that it did. That I'm a joke, and this literally played into the whole theme of this talk. And I'm so much of a joke that guys that know stuff about me, I got a guy that knows stuff about me that can have me put away for life. And it brings tears to my eyes. When I was thugging, ain't have no care for the whole world. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works. I'm on a block, wallahi ta'ala. I'm on a block doing everything that I ain't supposed to be doing. I ain't thinking about God, Allah, Prophet, none of it. I'm thinking about this money, and none of you suckers better not get in my way. I'm gonna iron you down. And my reputation is just that. I ain't got no reputation for nothing else. I can send the link to several people that can come up here and tell you that. That don't mean nothing. I ain't, my blood spills just like everybody else. But I was really like that. And I'm trying to stick with me now. I'm show you how much of a joke I am. I'm on the block with my guy, my right-hand man. And I found out that my right-hand man's mama is pregnant. Alhamdulillah, whatever, Congratulations, moms. My right-hand man's mama was pregnant by a Muslim brother who was in a joint. Rahmatullah Ali, Fahim. This is my first brush with Islam. I was getting ready to go slime something. And my guy, my right-hand man was like, listen, man, Allah going, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, man, you keep talking about Allah stuff, bro. Go get the strap, bro. Talk to me. We'll repent later, bro. Dude got to go. I can call him right now on the phone. I call him right now on the phone. Y'all think I'm playing? And his mama came out, was cussing me out, and you need to slow down, and you're going to be dead, and you're going to be in jail, and Allah going to slow you down. She keeps saying Allah, 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 Allah. She pregnant. Fast forward to this morning. The guy, the boy she was pregnant with, Ibn Fahim, hit me this morning. I'm talking about we from the concrete, from the slab, from the jungle. We was on Harrison Avenue, 2100 Harrison Avenue. From my guy from the slab. From that life, the baby, he in his 20s now. That's how long ago that was. He in his 20s now. Hit me up this morning. Hey, big bro, I'm trying to get married to this Muslim sister. Inshallah, I want you to do the marriage. How does the mahar work? Should I give her this for the mahar? Can I give her that for the mahar? That's how much of a joke I am. He's getting ready to tie up half of his deen. And and to get on his thing, because he in the streets too. I mean, put you out there, Fahim. Bubbles. I don't mean to put you out there, Bubbles. But he young. We got to, we're going through things. He lived where he lived, and he's going through what he's going through. The first person he thought to contact about this weighty matter was his big brother. Not his blood big brother. His blood big brother was the person who exposed me to Islam way back then, with guns and dope on my lap. Man, bro, you too wild, bro, man. Log on, man. This how me and my guy was, man. He is the first person exposed me to Islam. He didn't go to him. He came to me. Alhamdulillah. This is why I do this. Save my people. Get my people out the streets. Get my people to stop doing zina. Get my people to honor women. Getting my people to honor men, honor their husbands. Y'all ain't seen nothing from me other than get married, Islam, work, stay out the streets. But that's a joke. I'm a joke. There goes some receipts for you. Y'all want them receipts? Y'all want me to pull up the invite? Y'all want me to call Bubbles on the phone so he can tell you how much of a joke I am? Y'all want me to call people from where I'm from so they can tell you how much of a joke I am? Alhamdulillah. 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 This is why I do this, man. So all in all, this ain't no big bro, little bro, and all that. And I'm right, you wrong, and I'm this big knowledgeable person, and I can't be corrected, and you can't be corrected either, and you all knowledgeable and all, and you want to fight me, you want to hate me, you want to drag my name because I don't agree with you. Why does Salafiyyah hate Muslims? Y'all are carrying on the spirit of it. If we follow the sunnah of Ibn Abdul Wahhab, wouldn't be no Muslims. We'd be sliding on each other regarding the issue of tawassul. We gang banging. Salafiyyah is gang banging. Y'all gang banging. You don't like what I'm on, so you want to slander my name. You don't like what I'm on, so you want to make a video about me talking about slanderman. You can talk. I even told that brother, y'all can make videos in regards refuting what I'm saying, because maybe y'all know something that I don't know. But it's never about knowledge. It's always about hate. He didn't waste his time to put Rashid Akili Johnson. I got receipts of this brother giving us some hot. He didn't say that. He didn't choose to go that route. Tell him to show you them receipts too. And the receipts that he sent, and yeah, I use some words not towards him, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why this brother on the screen was even in the beef. I had words with his partner, and I did. I didn't disrespect him personally. I mean, I undermined the knowledge, and I got upset with them, or we was talking, and I yelled and screamed and some voice messages, and I said that they were ignorant, and I ain't got time for this. And the post that I made, just to put it out there, since we doing receipts, the post that I made when I said Salafi just told me that Ibn Abbas has reported narrated weak hadith, that was about them in that situation. And Rashid Akil, tell him to send you the receipts of me apologizing and them not apologizing for disrespecting me and my honor. I didn't call nobody out their name. No, none of that. They called me all out my name, called me all types of girls, and I'm a sucker and all this stuff. I'm a liar and all. They called me all type of names. And the conversation went where it was supposed to go. But at the end of the day, I'm not a Wahhabi. I'm not a Salafi. I made Tawbah. I talked to my wife. I talked to my guys around me, and my guys held me accountable. They was like, bro, we ain't saying you was wrong for what you said. You was wrong because you went off and you lost your temper. And you know, I got a reputation for losing my temper. That's my fitna. I've turned down a couple of positions as imam because I'm gonna be in the front. I'm gonna be in the ranks fighting because I ain't built for this type of stuff yet. And I told them, I told the brother, I apologize. I said, I'm wrong. I raised my voice. I used language that I shouldn't have used. It was not from adab. Tell Rashid Akil, tell him to send you those receipts as well. Don't do the Salafi thing when they take little certain pieces and then they send you certain pieces and paint an entire narrative. Even though he don't know me and Rashid is locked in. He don't know that. But this is the hate that I'm talking about right here. No, now mind you, I got directly and personally disrespected, but I never got an apology. I bet you them brothers won't be humble enough to send people or post or talk about it or whatever the apology, and me taking accountability for what I did in the conversation, because it frustrates me because of the stories like what I just told you. We're supposed to be brothers, and we're supposed to be like, hey, listen, man, I'm getting ready to go out of town. Can you run over there and make sure my camera just went off? Me and my wife on the beach, my camera just went off, man. Can you make sure there was a cat or something and didn't anybody break in the house? My property is supposed to be safe with you, man. What are y'all practicing? What are y'all practicing? Got y'all hating people that say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the root of all of that. All that stuff I told y'all about Ibn Abdul Wahhab, this is the root. We can't get things done as a people because we sitting here hating. We got enough hate between each other as people. You claiming 45th, and I'm claiming 63rd. You a blood, I'm a Crip. You a GD, you a BD, you a lame, you broke. You a passport brother. You she's a thought. We got so much hate in our community. And the people that can change this is Philadelphia and New Jersey. If y'all come to Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, y'all can have the tools readily available to purify the African American community. Nowhere, and I'm sticking with the African American community. Excuse me for any of the foreign brothers. Listen, we got problems over here. We got Muslims in Philly and Jersey. We got Muslims sliding on Muslims at Eid. We got Muslims sliding on Muslims at Jumu'ah. And for the foreigners that don't know what slide is, Muslims shooting at other Muslims, killing other Muslims. And Jersey and Philly got the numbers. Y'all got the numbers. But y'all don't have the tools to fix the community. The tools to fix the community is Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, not Salafi Minhaj. Because we know that Islam was revealed. So the tools to correct mankind's behavior. Hold on. Isa. That boy got the TV so loud. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Isa. Tell him to close his door. The TV is too loud. Excuse me. Y'all know who black folks is. I feel like I'm yelling over his TV. Yeah, y'all, you have to have Allah revealed the cure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the Quran is shifa'atu fi sudur. It is the medicine for the heart. The way that we're going to stop sliding on 45th and 153rd and all that, the way we're going to stop sliding, I'm saying this because all of the other African Americans in the country look at Philly and Jersey because we see the videos of y'all filling up football stadiums during Eid, and sisters walking through the streets in niqab and hijab, brothers walking with thobes flowing everywhere. That's the only place in this country where and I drive around the country. I've seen it with my own eye. I'm telling you what I see. The only place in the country where you see African Americans looking like this, putting their face on the ground. Salaam alaikum, salam. Everywhere you go. Y'all got the numbers. But y'all need the sunnah. Y'all don't need the salafi minhaj. That's not what Allah revealed. Allah didn't reveal the salafi minhaj. And I'm going to prove that. Matter of fact, that's the best precursor to the next segment. And I was going too long. I wanted to make this 2 hours, but first and foremost, I want y'all to know, Allah subhanahu, ignore this at the top. That was just my note that I made to myself so that I make sure and stay on topic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us. Let me go back. We have this rift because if we go and try to correct them, when the people tried to correct Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, he wanted to kill the people. He was rude, mean, nasty to the people, and this same mean, rude, nasty character we see today when you try to have dialogue with the Salafi people. And it's not the people at all. It's not all of y'all. It's the people who call themselves learned. It's the people who call themselves learned. They react like this, and they lead the people who are unlearned. And you got people who are unlearned. I had a sister that I was so interested in. I wanted to marry her so bad. And once she found out that I was Ash'ari, she told me I was a pagan and she couldn't marry me. I talk about that all the time. That sister ended up taking off hijab and became a whole baddie and went all the way left. So I dodged the bullet. That's just to show that stuff doesn't reach the heart. So if you go and correct somebody or or you're being corrected, just know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And I'm going to try to be short. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Oh, you who believe, stand firmly on justice as witnesses for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if it be against yourselves, your parents, or your relatives." That you have to uphold the truth, even if it harms your own position or your own ego. Ibn Abdul Wahhab, when the scholars were telling you, hey, listen, man, this is not like that. Why he didn't follow this ayah? Why didn't he follow this ayah? How come the people who follow Ibn Abdul Wahhab, when we go to tell them, hey, Habib, we have evidence for tawassul. We have evidence for the Mawlid. We have evidence for following the 4 schools. We have evidence for the establishment of the school of the Ash'ari Madhab. We have evidence. Why didn't they follow this? Another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and this was in Surah Al-Ma'idah. I can't see it. 5:8. 5:8. Oh, you believe, be steadfast for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as witnesses in justice, and do not let the hatred of a people cause you to depart from justice. Be just. That is nearer to taqwa. How come they didn't follow this? How come the Salafis don't, the Salafi scholarship, the Salafi da'is, how come they don't follow this? Why are they being unjust to us? Because we defending ourselves from their claims that we're pagans. I mean, that's kind of huge. Like when I'm praying every 5 times a day and I'm doing everything that I possibly can, and you tell me I'm a pagan and you don't like me and you don't, or whatever. These guys told us the other day that you must be hard with the people of Bid'ah. You haven't established that we are the people of Bid'ah. You haven't established that. Abu Khadija made this beautiful reel, and it was so heroic. And talking about being harsh with the people of Bid'ah. Well, that's what Abu Khadija said. I'm showing you what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. And run through some examples of people being corrected. And these are all people from the Salaf. Since y'all say y'all follow Quran, and this is how much of a joke I am that I can go as a joke and prove everything that I'm saying. As opposed to just calling somebody a joke or just saying like the brother, what's his name? Amr Ki, Abu Naima, like he's saying, where's your battle? Prove your battle. Okay, we're proving it. So if somebody came to Ibn Abdul Wahhab, or we come to all the people who follow Ibn Abdul Wahhab and we want to correct them, here's instances of people who are much larger than Ibn Abdul Wahhab was an ant compared to Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, Imam Nawawi. They were ants. They were in no comparison. So y'all say y'all want to follow the Salaf. So here are some examples of the Salaf. So when we say, and I'm taking y'all through the progression. When we say, hey, some people of the Salafiyyah, you must maintain your adab. You have to maintain your adab, which shows you what the ayat said. Stand on the haqq, even if it goes against everything that's around you. Stand on the haqq. The second ayat that I got for you, don't let your hatred for people be unjust. You can't break my back. You can't make my blood lawful. You cannot make my property lawful. Mr. Ibn Abdul Wahhab and Mr. and Mrs. Salafi, you cannot do that. There's no evidence for it whatsoever. Not even in Kitab al-Tawheed. He was wrong. And if it keeps going down that direction, I'm going to dice and slice Kitab al-Tawheed. I already got a bunch of notes on that book in comparison, showing you what the Salaf said and showing you what Kitab al-Tawheed said about these matters. And I'm telling every Salafi, from Hassan Somali all the way down to the brother who just took Shahada last night in Philadelphia, from the top to the bottom and everybody in between, come holler at me. I can take what Ibn Abdul Wahhab said and about particular matters, and I can put it up against what the scholars of the Salaf, these people, Malik, Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, Suyuti, Ibn Shahab al-Zuhri, Hassan al-Basri, Ibrahim Nakhai, the list goes on. It's not the same, so therefore it's bid'ah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect y'all. I don't dislike y'all. I'm not pushing y'all out of Islam. I'm just saying, you might, like, the problem with this is, like, some of the things that the Salafi say, like we're going to get into, it's kufr. Not the Salafi, it's the Salafi minhaj. It's kufr. And your Islam could be in trouble. If you're not practicing the deeds the way that they were revealed to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wa sallam, they don't count. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us this in Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Go and read the first 5 ayats of Surah Al-Jumu'ah. The first words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Those type of people, they come to you and they say, we bear witness that you are the messenger of Allah. We bear witness that you are the messenger of Allah. These people, the people who have these beautiful deeds and so on and so forth, may Allah make me not be from them. I mean, and may Allah make the sincere who are watching this not be from them. They say kalima shahada and they have good deeds. Why would you want to waste your good deeds? Because you have pride and arrogance in your heart. And we know Allah said in the Quran that the person has an atom size of kibr in their heart, they will not be able to smell the fragrance of Jannah. Maybe that's a hadith. Somebody correct me. Anybody, Salafi, any Salafi brother and sister, correct me. Is that a hadith or is that an ayah? I can't remember. Somebody correct me. I'm willing to be corrected. Correct me. But we know this. So here's the haqq, and then how do we establish the haqq? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. Fas'alu ahlu dhikri in kuntum ta'lamun. Ask the people of knowledge and the people of dhikr if you don't know. All of our scholars said the people of Dhikr are the scholars at that time. These are these people. Take this example. When we're trying to correct you, we're doing this for the good of yourself, for the love and respect that we have for you, yourself, and for the love and respect that we have for humanity as a whole. And so that we can start to move as a unit. And we can actually start to build communities. This is why we're doing this. We're not doing this to try to embarrass nobody. Or I can't wait to, we can, inshallah, one day bridge this gap and we can have those numbers in Philly and Jersey and use Philly and Jersey as an example for what other African-American communities should follow. Right now, Philly and the African-American communities in Philly and Jersey are the example of what not to do. Philly and Jersey, those areas have top 10 highest crime rates. That is embarrassing. Every khutbah from Ibn Abdul Wahab, Germantown, all y'all massages should be talking about the state of the community that y'all live, the communities y'all live in. They shouldn't be talking to y'all about tawassul and istighatha. We got bigger fish to fry. Our kids are YNs. Our women are cutting their bodies up and making it look like cartoons so that they can get so that they can sell themselves. They on OnlyFans. They Instagram women. That's prostitution. There was a lady in Philly that went viral last Ramadan, and I know y'all seen the video. And she said, I can't wait till Ramadan is over because the Muslims then closed down outside. And she was talking to the homegirl, and the homegirl was like, girl, what is you talking about? She's like, girl, all the bars is closed because there's not enough people in order to open up. This means that the Muslims are inside of the bars and the clubs. And since it wasn't enough people to come in the bars and the clubs and the bars closed down. This is what Salafiyyah is giving to the people. This is what Salafiyyah has to offer. Nowhere on the country do you have a predominant African American communities, and this is the result. Even the Worth Dean communities that I see in Atlanta, they do a better job. They're a little further away from the Sunnah, in my opinion, than the Salafis are, and they're doing a better job. Tell you, going forward, being corrected is part of the Sunnah. Imam Malik, as y'all can see, he's 179 Hijra. This is the first 3 generations. The Quran, he is from the Salaf. Most of y'all don't know who Imam Malik is. He said every one of us can have one of his statements accepted or rejected, except the one in his grave. And he's referring to the Prophet. So even Imam Malik, the giant of a scholar that he is, he even believed that. And then there's an example. I'm running out of time, so I ain't going to go into examples. I'm just going to go to the quotes. Imam Shafi'i, who was his student, 2nd generation. This is an imam of the Salaf. He openly changed his madhab from moving from Iraq to Egypt. And in short, I'm just going to paraphrase this, what all these points is. I didn't have time to get into it. There was an issue in regards to if cupping nullifies the wudu and nullifies the fasting. And previously in Iraq, he held that it did. It was a did or didn't. I'm not for sure. It was one of the way or the other. Maybe Mujib, maybe you can correct me. One way or the other, that it did or that it didn't. I'm not Shafi'i, so I don't know the opinion. I just put this together as an example. But when he moved to Egypt, somebody brought him evidence, and he accepted the clear evidence. He didn't go against it. He didn't do like the Salafis do when they break your back, they call you a joke, they drag your name, they want to fight you, they want to beat you up, they want to kill you, they want to eradicate you because you're a shirk, you're a pagan, and the world is better without you. Shafi'i didn't do that. So where did Ibn Abdul Wahab get all this from? Shafi'i didn't do it. He said, oh, okay, here's the hawk right here. The brother gave it to me. And he changed his position. a Sahabi. We all know who Umar ibn al-Khattab is, and I'm just paraphrasing this. He was given a khutbah. He was talking about the dowry. He fixed the dowry. This is a very famous story. He fixed the dowry at a certain level because he felt like the women, sidebar sisters, Omar thought the women was getting out of control, raising up them dowries. Keep them dowries low. Sidebar. I should start seeing a lot of hearts popping up on the camera from the brothers. Omar thought the women was getting out of control. He went to set the dowry at, fix it. And then there's a woman. She stood up and she recited the ayah to him. And he was like, the woman is right, Umar is wrong. So who is Ibn Abdul Wahhab to not be corrected? Who is Ibn Abdul Wahhab to kill people when he could, because we were trying to correct him? Our scholars were trying to correct him. It's like, no, brother, you have the wrong idea about tawassul. The Muslims are not pagans because you believe this, that, and the third. He accepted the haq, and that was it. This is Umar. Ibn Abdul Wahhab is a fly compared to Umar. And there's one about Abu Hanifa. My screen is messed up. I can't see it. Let me see if I can see it. Well, y'all get the point. I can't see it because maybe if I take this thing off. Man, y'all get the point. This is another example of Imam Abu Hanifa where he was corrected. If y'all want this, I can post it. Maybe y'all can screenshot. Y'all can see it. But Sharif's his thing is blocking it, so I can't see it on the screen. Whatever. So y'all, there's some examples from the Salaf on when they were corrected about something. When they were corrected about something, they allowed themselves to be corrected in front of people. I don't know where the Salafi people get this thing where if you correct them, and you could be in a private conversation, they get so proud and they get so puffed up. They'll never. I've never heard one of them say, you know what, I'm gonna check into that. I never heard that. All they do is just keep spitting out what Al-Albani said. If that's not blind following, I don't know what blind following is. They keep spitting out what Al-Albani said. They keep spitting out what Fawzan said, spitting out what Ibn Abdul Wahhab said. But I'm like, here's a hadith. I'm showing you what Imam Nawawi said. Like, come on, give me a break. You telling me about Al-Albani, and I got Imam Nawawi right here. And we're going to talk about Imam Nawawi. So all in all, that we can see, closing at that part, we can see there's evidence from the Quran and Sunnah that you shouldn't have any pride about being corrected. You should have pride in being corrected. And we also see from the evidence that I provided, jokingly may I had, that the Quran commands us to stand on the haq, stand on the truth. And if you don't feel like this is the haq and this is the truth, if you're a person of haq and you're a person of truth, our sunnah is to, have good character about it. Not want to kill each other, not want to fight, not want to talk bad about each other, or none of that. Say mean things to each other, like we see so many of the Salafi people do. We got two Salafis that jumped on here and proved me true. They didn't even lay low. Like, it's so much pride and arrogance built up inside of there. They couldn't even lay low and be like, dude, fried, I'm gonna take this off. That's what I do. I'm not gonna expose myself. They made this comment that you see on the ground. You see the brother Abu Naima. And before I even got started, came on here throwing insults. This is what we see time and time and time. Bad character of the Salafi du'at. These are the knowledgeable people. These people are knowledgeable. They will tell you, like, out of false arrogance, false humility, that they're not knowledgeable. But if you're not knowledgeable, that means you won't speak. I'm having conversations with these individuals, and they'll say, I'm not a sheikh, I'm not knowledgeable, so I'm not qualified to speak on the matter. But then they go and speak on the matter. That's arrogance. If you're not qualified to speak on the matter, hush, be quiet, sit down and listen to the people who are qualified to talk about this matter, and then form an opinion. If you don't know, be quiet. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to hurt yourself by talking, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I had, before we had this big falling, I said, that was the first thing I said. Before I go into my whole spew, I was like, I hope that you guys are not the type of individuals that are unlearned about any of these topics, and that's not just going to parrot stuff to me. We're going to go to the deep. I told them in the very first conversation, I said, we're going to go deep. We're going to go beyond the surface. We're going to go beyond the surface. Y'all say y'all follow the Quran and Sunnah and go to the way of the Salaf. Okay, I got a lot of the way of the Salaf. I got that for you. I got all that for you. I'm going to show you what the Salaf said. Don't come telling me what Bin Baz said. Bin Baz is not the Salaf. Don't come telling me what Ibn Taymiyyah said. Ibn Taymiyyah is not the Salaf. Don't come telling me what Fawzan said. Fawzan is not the Salaf. Our scholars, the people who y'all call pagans, all of our material that we follow comes from the time of the Salaf. So who are really the true Salafis? We are, not y'all. Y'all are Saudi Arabian Muslims. Y'all not Salafis. We Salafis. And you see the dates put next to all of my stuff, all of our stuff. So I'm just gonna go into changing gears. I'm gonna go into some of the evidences of why Salafiyyah is wrong. So I'm trying to lay this out. I hope it's not confusing. I put the Quranic evidence on how we're supposed to have adab. We're supposed to have respect. We're supposed to stand on the haq. I hope y'all are smart. Y'all clear on that. Put that evidence. I put the evidence for a couple of examples of our scholars being corrected privately and publicly. You must change your position. If somebody brings you the haq, it is your obligation to change your position or confirm that. My brother, Abdul Majid, he is Shafi'i. He believes if he touches a woman, his wudu breaks. I'm Maliki. I don't believe if I touch a woman, my wudu breaks. I believe that if I touch a woman with lustful intentions, then my wudu breaks. But me and Mujib shoot the bobo every single day. Every day. I'm not mad at him. He's not mad at me. We go at each other with certain things. We go at each other with a lot of stuff. But still sharp and steel. We don't hate each other. He's a Shafi'i. I'm a Maliki. We don't get mad. I'd be like, bro, last weekend, we went at each other's throats about the dress of the prophet. I ain't gonna go to the details, but we went at each other's throat. And I told him, I was like, I don't believe that. I was like, I don't believe that. Bring me the hot. Bring me the evidence. He was like, I don't believe what you're saying. Bring me the hot. Bring me the evidence. I'm like, okay, here goes my point. He go like, okay, here goes my point. He provided his stuff. I provided my stuff, and we was cool. Like it didn't. I still don't believe what he was saying. But I'm like, I mean, he didn't do a good enough to me. He didn't do a good enough a job of proving what he was saying. I let it go. I ain't like, oh, this brother, I'm gonna break his back, and he's going against the Sunnah, and he's going against the Haq, and he is a mushrik because he is. I told him the Hadith, and he did not take the Hadith. I didn't do all of that. We have tolerance with each other. You don't find the people of the four madhabs throwing each other out of Islam. I didn't take a fiqh issue of the fact that he believes touching a woman breaks his wudu. I didn't turn that into him being thrown out of Islam. Oh, he never made a salat before. So now that he never made a salat, he doesn't have any Islam. He's a muqtadi. Imam Shafi'i is a muqtadi. This is exactly the line of logic that Ibn Abdul Wahhab had. He took a fiqh issue and said, okay, if y'all don't agree with what I say about this fiqh issue, all of y'all are kuffar. And this is the tone that Salafis speak to us in. They don't believe that we're Muslims. This is sad. This is really sad. So since they don't believe that we're Muslims and they believe that we're pagans, they call us grave worshipers because we believe in tawassul. And like I said, I got a whole video on tawassul. I already broke all that down. Go watch that video. That's not this video. They believe that we are pagans because we believe in tawassul. So I have to put this evidence together to prove to y'all that we are not pagans and prove to y'all that we are the ones that are following the Quran and the Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. And y'all are not. Dividing issues. I gotta take his. That's not what I want. I gotta take his comment down. I'm pretty sure y'all get the picture. I gotta take that down so I can see. So these are issues. These are some of the issues, and I ain't gonna be able to get through all of them that divide Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and they divide the Salafi Minhaj. Most of the people don't know. Most of the people from the Salafi Minhaj, they just regurgitate something that they heard Abu Khadija say in a reel. They never looked at the matter at all once at all. So we have a verse when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Yadullah fawqa aydihim. The hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is over their hands. The Salafis, they say, the way that they interpret this, they say that this is an actual literal hand. They affirm the apparent meaning. This is their usul. Where it came from, I don't know. Because when you look at the Salaf, they don't say that this is an actual hand. So the Sunni, the traditional interpretation, that hand here is figurative. It is majaz, meaning the power, authority, or the support. And this is all in lieu of the ayah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Laysa kamithlihi shay. Nothing is like Allah. So when the Salafi say that Allah's hand is an actual hand, that would be violating that ayah. That ayah says nothing. So if you say hand, you can't, according to the usul tafsir, from the time of the Prophet, from the Sahaba, from the time of the Prophet to the Sahaba, and all the way down to now, they have never used the usul to put literal body parts on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Salafis, the really manipulative ones will get real, they'll get real manipulative with the words. They play with the words. They play with the words. The words, they'll say, no, we affirm what Allah said without a how, but we know the meaning of it. You can't know the meaning of that. No person, no scholar from the time of the Salaf said that they knew the meaning of yad in reference to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sifa. No scholar. You will not find nothing on nothing in any of the books. Nothing, not once. So is that not bid'ah? So if our people, if the Ash'aris, the Maturidis, and the Hanbalis, we can't even use the word Atharis no more because the Salafis have stole that. We just got to say the Hanbalis. If we were the people who transmitted, our scholars were the ones who transmitted these hadiths and transmitted the usul, and they transmitted the interpretations. Who are the Salafi Saudi Arabian scholars to change that? And Baydawi, this is all reported by Imam Baydawi. He was in the 5th and 6th century. Fakhruddin al-Razi, he was in the, I think he was in the 5th, he was in the 6th century. So they're the Khalaf. I've already explained to y'all a lot of times. We have the Salaf, the predecessors, and we have the Khalaf, the ones who came after the Salaf. They're important. You can't, just because you don't like that Fakhruddin al-Razi said that this was figurative, you can't discredit it. Because, and I'm going to prove to y'all what a hadith looks like, because most Salafis don't know what a hadith actually looks like. So they'll say, oh, don't tell me what Fakhruddin al-Razi said. So show me what Umar said about the matter. Umar didn't say nothing. Umar said nothing. So that doesn't give you the right to give it a meaning of any sort. When Umar never gave it a meaning, Abu Bakr never gave it a meaning, Ali never gave it a meaning, Malik, nobody never gave it a meaning. So is that not bid'ah on a half of the Salafis? Don't be arrogant with me, y'all. I'm proving it. You can't take the Fakhruddin al-Razi out of the chain of narration for this usul. If you take somebody, if I'm gonna give y'all a short hadith lesson. If the chain is broken anywhere, it can be broken in 3 places: at the beginning of the chain, the middle of the chain, and at the end of the chain. So at the bottom, the middle, and the top of the chain. And I hope y'all following me. And if y'all not following me, log out and go and get your primary studies. The chain, if the chain is broken in anywhere, it's daif. You don't take it. You say nothing about it. So the fact that Baydawi Fakhruddin Razi and these scholars who come from the Khalaf, they narrated with the chain. So we have evidence for what we believe. They narrated this. They didn't just make it up. These are narrations. It's narrations. It's logically, mathematically, and please screen record this part of this video and play it back and go send it to your Salafi Imam and have him come check me about it. It is logically, mathematically impossible, illogical for Bin Baz, Fawzan, Uthaymeen, Al-Albani, and Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and even Saadi to have narrated from the Salaf. So they cannot represent the Salaf. The only thing that scholars in this time period, our time period, I'm giving y'all some usul. I hope I'm not talking too far over y'all's heads. The only thing that can be done is that we narrate what these people narrate. Why? Because those people were there. The books of hadith that we read come from these people in that time period, and they were the only ones that had access to that golden knowledge of our beloved Salaf, the Khairun Qurun. You can't jump over Fakhruddin Razi. You can't jump over Imam al-Baydawi. You can't jump over Imam Nawawi. You can't jump over Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, Ibn Asakir. These are the people that, number one, had to deal with these issues. And in the time of the Sahaba, everybody knew Aqidah perfect and well. They didn't have Aqidah issues in the time of the Sahaba. Nobody bothered it. So you don't find a lot of writings about does Allah have a hand? Does Allah move? Is Allah in a place? You don't find that conversation. It's not there. That conversation came later on in the 4th, 5th, and 6th century. And that is important for y'all to know. And our scholars, Imam Nawawi, Ibn Hajar, Ibn Asakir, Imam Suyuti, Ibn Taymiyyah. I'll throw Ibn Taymiyyah in there, even on some parts. Even though Taymiyyah was out of the time period of the Khalaf, of those people who were in succession of the predecessors, he was outside of that. He's 7th century. It faded a lot, and it doing it a lot. The narrations faded a lot in that 7th century. Those chains, they got wild, and they got crazy. But the chains that we can prove that authentically go back to the Sahaba, which goes back to the Prophet Islam, all of those chains are owned by the Shafi'is, the Malikis, the Hanbalis, and the Hanafis. There are no chains of narration from the Salafi Minhaj. There are no chains of narration from Bin Baz, chains of narration from Fawzan, chains of narration from Al-Albani, chains of narration from Ibn Abdul Wahhab. There are none. There are none. So who's really following Bid'ah? Who's really following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salaf? We believe what these people who had the chains, we believe what they believe. Who really is following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf? If you take those people in those in the time period of the Khalaf, those latter 3 generations, if you take those people out of the chain, it's not a hadith. You can't take it. It's done. It's broken. The chain is weak. The chain is broken. If the chain is broken, that means that we can't verify who it came from. This is a miracle. The hadith, the Mustalahul hadith, that is a miracle. There is no side. This is the thing that protects our religion as it is. This is what separates us from Muslims, Christians, and Jews. Oh, excuse me, from Muslims. Sorry, from Christians and Jews. Let's talk about. Sorry. This is what separates us from all the other religions, because we can actually prove what came from our prophet. Other religions have to talk to us about what came from our prophet. That's a whole different conversation. But we can authentically prove what came from our prophets, from our prophet. Alayhi salatu wassalam. So if we're going from Fawzan transmitting that Allah had a hand, and the actual hand, and from Fawzan to Nawawi, that's not a chain. So, Mr. Fawzan, respectfully, where'd you get that from? Abu Naima, give me the answer. Sharif, give me the answer. Give me the answer. This is why I like to do live stream conversations. When you do private conversations, people can retract what they say. They can say they didn't say this. They can say, "Oh, I didn't mean this when I said it." When you say something on live, you can't take it back. You got to bring them blows with you if you're able to talk on live stream, because everybody, this is the way that you correct your intentions. This is why I like doing live streams and like doing live conversations, because you can't retract what you said. So you got to step right. You got to step correct. Give me the answer for this. Any Salafi that has the answer, prove me wrong. I'm willing to be proved wrong. Inbox me. I'll send you the link. This will turn into a 4-hour conversation. I'm with all the smoke. I send you the link, and you bring your evidence, and let's break it down. Let's get down to the gritty of the nitty. Going forward, some other verses of divergence of why the Sunni Muslims tried to correct the Salafis, and the Salafis threw us out of Islam for trying to correct them. There's an ayah talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's face. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Kullu shay'in halikin illa wajhahu. Everything will perish except Allah's face. So we have to interpret this. The Salafis, they take this as a literal face. They say it's a literal face, but it's not like the face of creation. That doesn't even make sense. Only faces have been created. But the Sunni interpretation, because we know, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Laysa kamithlihi shay. Nothing is like Allah. So that means in the Sunnah of interpretation, via the Salaf, was to put they were to do two things. It's called tafweed and it's called ta'wil. You either just confirm that ayah and you don't say nothing. You're not obligated to say nothing. You're not obligated to give a meaning to that verse. Somebody asks you, "Hey, what does Allah's face look like, son?" I don't know. Allah said that. Believe it. Leave it alone. Shafi, he said, when these type of verses used to come, he said we would watch them come and then we would watch them go. So if Imam Shafi'i didn't try to give a meaning to it and say it's a face, but it's not a literal face, it's a hand, but not like this hand, or a hand that's befitting to Allah, a face that's befitting to Allah. Where'd you get that from? None of the scholars of the Salaf said that. Nobody. Your beloved Hassan Somali will never screen record this and take this to Hassan Somali. May Allah Ta'ala preserve him. May Allah Ta'ala bring him to the Haqq and bring all the people of Germantown Masjid to the Haqq. I believe his intentions are okay. I believe he really wants to be a good imam, a good preacher, and help the people of Philadelphia. I really do. But we need to get with him on this. Screen record this and send this to him and tell him, find us the evidence. Expose Abdul Kabir Muhammad al-Maliki al-Ash'ari. Expose me. And tell him to bring us an interpretation from the time of the Salaf who said that this was a face, but not like it's a literal face, but not like the face of creation. Now you're gonna find scholars reciting the ayah and confirming this, because we have to confirm every word and every letter and every dot of the Quran. But this is what we call tafweed. Somebody came and asked, I think somebody correct me. Somebody came and asked Imam Ahmad, where is Allah? He said, Ala al-Arsh. And then the Salafis take that and say, look, see, Imam Ahmad said Allah is actually sitting on the Arsh. That's not what he meant. That's not what the Sunni interpretation of that statement is. Imam Ahmad did not go into the details and breaking down of these ayats, and you can't take just a picture of one part of it. You can't take just a picture of one part of it. You got to look at the whole entire picture. You can't take just that piece of that narration and be like, see, Imam Ahmad did it. That's not what he was saying. The sunnah is when these are called the mutashabihat ayat. These are the verses that are obscure. that are illogical. We can't know what they mean. And Allah Ta'ala said in the ayahs of the about the mutashabihat that the people that try to go into his meaning have zayg in their heart. They got their hearts are black, their hearts are dark. This is the spirit of misguidance. This is the spirit of trying to divert people from the correct way. This is what Allah said in the Quran. I don't care what Fawzan said. I'm going with what Allah said, His Messenger, the Sahaba, and the Salaf. I don't care what Bin Baz said. So the way that this is traditionally interpreted is that the face signifies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, his essence, his that, or his countenance of acceptance and pleasure. This is reported in Kurutubi and Kurutubi, Tabari, Ibn Kathir. These are major mufassirin. Ibn Abdul Wahab was not a mufassir. Ibn Taymiyyah was not a mufassir. Bin Baz was not a mufassir. Al-Albani was not a mufassir. Fawzan was not a mufassir. I'm telling you what the mufassirin said. You telling me what the Saudi Arabian scholars said. I'm telling you what the mufassirin said. Who's really following the Salaf? Us or y'all? And it goes on and on. So there are lots of these figurative. Here's the one about istiwa. Istiwa, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen some reels on istiwa. The Salafis confirm that it's a literal rising above the throne, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above the creation, which signifies that he's in a direction. And the Sunni traditional interpretation is that istiwa is a figurative, meaning that his dominion is established. He exercised his authority. He manifested his control. So this is the way we interpret these obscure verses. And these are a lot of examples. I wanted to go through them, but y'all pretty much get the point. So on each one of these issues, the Salafis and the Sunnis, they diverge. And because we've diverged, the Salafis have thrown us out of Islam because we've diverged on these issues, and they've made our blood lawful and our wealth lawful. Pure hate, because we don't believe what they believe. We don't have a reason to believe what they believe. And I'm showing y'all the actual evidence. And I got all the references. I've already been talking for 2 hours. So maybe I just need to make a video just putting references up. So don't nobody screenshot and be like, oh, where the reference? Where he get that from? Don't play games. Don't play games. The guys that I've been talking to, they know I'm Abu Dalil. And I angered them guys by giving references. Not one of them was checked. Well, they haven't got back with me with checking my references yet. I've been called all types of bad names because I said things that they don't like, but they haven't got back with me on those references yet. So the references are there. So the last thing that those are just some ayahs about some of the sifatullah and how we diverge from them when we tried to correct them. Like, hey, this is the correct interpretation of the Salaf. This is what the Salaf believes in regards to these matters. And then, they got angry with us and throw us out of Islam and make a blood lawful and all that. So I've already proven how we can't do that, how it has not been established in our Islamic history in regards to scholarship. Only the deviant sects took the Muslims to war and fought the Muslims about one thing or another that they didn't agree on. There was never any of the righteous who stood up and fought the people for something that they didn't agree on that was disagreeable. So I wanted to give an example. I want to prove to y'all our belief system. And this is a plea for y'all to stop hating us. And this is a plea for y'all to accept us as Muslims and stop calling us pagans and stop calling us grave worshipers and stop calling us people of bid'ah and dealing with us like we're people of bid'ah. Now, at the bottom at the screen here, you can see this is an example of a full isnad of Imam Nawawi, who was an Ash'ari and he was a Shafi'i. So if all of y'all have the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi, all y'all got it. All y'all read it. It's a very popular book. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia mass produces the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi. His reputation is well known. We don't have to go into detail, but I want to prove to y'all how where our belief system can be proven. Y'all's belief system cannot be proven. Ours can be proven because we have chains. We have chains of narration from going back to the time of the Salaf. So this is an example of what I'm saying. And I want y'all to tag Hassan Somali or whoever y'all big hats are and have them bring us one of their belief system, one of their beliefs, and a chain of them narrating that belief. So this is just a simple hadith. Now, mind you, they focus on the fact that Imam Nawawi was an Ash'ari, who they told you are pagans, and they said that the Salafi Minhaj says that the Ash'aris are Greek philosophers, and we don't believe in the Quran, and we are kuffar because we don't believe in the Quran, and because we don't believe that we believe that the Quran is created and it is not the speech of Allah, and that puts us outside of Islam. And as Ash'ari, I'm telling you, they didn't get that out of any of our writings. This is just propaganda that they're putting out there to spew more hate and more sectarianism. So Imam, if me being an Ash'ari and I'm a kafir, then that means Imam Nawawi is a kafir. Because Imam Nawawi narrated all of this stuff. Imam Nawawi is a bigger scholar than all of the Saudi Arabian scholars put together. You can start with Ibn Abdul Wahhab and you can stop at Madkhal. You can go from the beginning to the end. None of them are even a shoelace on the shoe of Imam Nawawi. Everybody knows how big Imam Nawawi is. So I'm going to show y'all an example of how our belief system is transmitted. It's not our grandiose made up idea. It's transmitted all the way back to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So here's an example. Imam Nawawi narrated the hadith, innamal a'malu bin niyyah. And this is a common hadith that everybody know. All actions are on the intentions. And the chain for that is Imam Nawawi. He's in the 6th and 7th century. This is that time of the Khalaf. So as I told y'all can't cancel out Imam Nawawi and the people that come from this time period, because they narrated from those people who y'all say y'all follow. They're in the chains of narration. He died in 676 Hijrah. He received Sahih Bukhari from his teacher, Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Futuh al-Humaydi, 643 Hijrah. We're still in the time period of the Khalaf. And you see, it says he received Bukhari from him. So he sat chest to chest and received that particular hadith book with a chain. We're still asking. I asked y'all 4 years ago to give me Al-Albani's chain, because Al-Albani is the only hadith person in the Saudi Arabian scholar group. Where is Al-Albani's chain? I've been asking all of y'all. So maybe Abu Naima and Sharif, since they know so much about me being a joke, they can give us the chain to Al-Albani. I've asked so many Salafis, and nobody has ever produced. Oh, Al-Albani was a great scholar. He was a muhaddith of our time. He was a mujaddid of our time. Okay, yeah. You missed me with all that fluff. Let me get his chains. Let me get one of his chains. We need to check before I can start believing and taking hadith for him. I need to verify him. And that's your job as a Muslim. And don't break my back and talk bad about me and make my blood lawful, because I'm asking you to, I'm not allowing you to make me blind follow Al-Albani. We can prove why we should follow Imam Nawawi. I got it right here on the screen. Screenshot it. We got it right here. Going further, Abu Dharud Harawi. I guess his name was Abd ibn Ahmad. I haven't heard that before. I know Harawi, but I've never heard that about his name. I don't know. Somebody correct me. I don't know. He was in 434 Hijra. The most famous transmitter of Sahih Bukhari, who heard it directly from Al-Farabi. I'm sure y'all, if y'all studying, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen him, Ibn Yusuf. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen him, 320 Hijra. And he's a primary student and transmitter of Imam Bukhari. And then we have Imam Bukhari himself. So we got 4 people in between Imam Nawawi and Bukhari. Like we can prove where we got our stuff from. Yeah, we need this from y'all. Bukhari took some hadith from Al-Humaydi, Abdullah ibn Zubayr. He's 219 Hijra, Sufyan ibn Uyayna. These are all big famous names. If you're scholarly and you're reading hadith, these are names that you're going to run into. 198 Hijra, Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Ansari. 143 Hijra, Muhammad ibn Ibrahim at-Taymi. 120 Hijra. Alakama ibn al-Waqqas al-Laythi, 62 Hijra. Umar ibn al-Khattab. All going all the way back to a Sahabi, all the way back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Here's an example of a chain where we would get our belief system from. Imam Nawawi was an Ash'ari. He was and he was a Shafi'i. Two things that the Salafis tell you not to be. So they're telling you to follow the Saudi Arabian scholars, but they don't have a chain to prove to you where they got their belief system from. And they're telling you not to follow people like Imam Nawawi because he was Ash'ari and because he was a Shafi'i, but you take his hadith, but you don't take his aqidah. So he can transmit the text, which is primary to the actual the tafsir, the commentary of the text. There's no commentary if there's no text. So how is it that y'all are allowed to take the hadith from Imam Nawawi, but you can't take the interpretation from Imam Nawawi? And mind you, Imam Nawawi he believes what I believe. He believes that the hand is figurative. He believes that the face is figurative. When Allah's eyes are mentioned in the Quran and the hadith and both hands and two hands, Imam Nawawi believes all of that is figurative. He doesn't believe that it's literal and actual, like the Salafi scholars say. So if we're transmitting this stuff from the Salaf, my scholars, and their scholars aren't, who's really following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf? Why don't y'all just keep it real and say y'all following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Saudi Arabian scholars who follow Ibn Abdul Wahab? This is why we call y'all Wahhabis. I follow Malik. I'm a Maliki. Other people who follow other than four schools, they named after those people because we're proud of that. Because everything that Malik brought was Quran and Sunnah. Everything Shafi'i brought was Quran and Sunnah. If you're a Hanbali, you call yourself a Hanbali. If you're a Hanafi, you call yourself a Hanafi. Why are y'all ashamed to call yourselves Wahhabis? When we call y'all Wahhabi, there was no such thing as a Wahhabi. He brought Quran and Sunnah and he was saving the Ummah from shirk. Why are you not proud of that then? Call yourselves Wahhabis. Y'all not Salafis. Y'all are Wahhabis. That's what you are. Y'all follow Ibn Abdul Wahab. Y'all don't follow Imam Nawawi, Fakhruddin Razi. Y'all don't even call yourselves Taymiyyah. Y'all don't say I'm Taymi. We can work with that. We can work with that because at least Ibn Taymiyyah, he followed the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Salaf much more closer than Ibn Abdul Wahab did. Stop calling yourselves Salafi. Don't do that because y'all's belief system and y'all fit, it cannot be found. Where y'all's practices is, can't be found in the time of the Salaf, except a few things. Like raising their hands in Salat and, mundane stuff like that. Of course, that stuff people can't get away from. But your practice and your belief system comes from Ibn Abdul Wahab. It does not come from the Salaf. It does not. And we have on record, I got the evidence of Ibn Abbas making ta'wil, doing figurative interpretation. That's what all this beef started about. I made those guys angry because I provided them with the haq, with the proof, with the reference. They always say, "Where's the proof? You're muttari. You outside of Islam because you say that Allah's attributes are figurative and they're literal. That makes you a kafir. Where's your proof?" I said, "Okay, well, what if I told you that Ibn Abbas also did the same thing?" "No, I've never seen that before." "Oh, you got to show me." Boom, I show you. And then you call me a joke. Na'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So I hope this matter is exposes a lot of insincere individuals. I've already proven you're supposed to stand on a hawk, even if it goes against your own self. So if you, Mr. and Mr. Salafi, you think that Allah has an actual hand, and then I just brought you evidence of so many scholars. I can pull up a PDF with all of the scholars of the Salaf that did either one or two things. They did tafweed and they didn't say nothing about the mutashabihat ayat, or they did a figurative interpretation. None of them saying, yeah, you got a hand, but not like our hands, or it's a face, but it's not like our faces. I pull it up. I got time. I got time today. I can pull it up and make this video 3 hours long if y'all want, but I'm pretty sure them guys already tuned out. Abu Naima, where are you? I don't see him in the comments no more. So he jumped in the comments just to call names at me. Sharif, where you at? Come on stage, man. Come on stage and defend the hawk. Don't just throw stuff in the don't just throw stuff in the comments. Don't just throw slander and slurs in the comments. Be scholarly. And if you're not qualified to speak about this, I can show you text messages of me and my sheikh telling me, my sheikh telling me, yeah, teach the people. Go ahead. My sheikh Rami, so he told me to write a book about this stuff. So if your sheikh didn't give you qualification for you to speak on this stuff, why you think you can talk to me about it if you haven't given any permission from any of your scholars to talk about it? If you haven't been given permission from any of your scholars to talk about it, then don't talk about it. Don't say nothing. Be quiet. Watch what Abdul Kabir Muhammad said, and then go back and study. We're speaking out of turn too much. Abu Naima, where you at? Somebody tag him. Somebody tag Abu Naima and the Amriki. Tag him. He's been on a lot of my posts, and every time I say something, oh, you're a Batali, you're a Muqtadi, calling all these names. Going back to what I said, they hate Muslims. Salafiyyah hates Muslims. So I just proved to y'all that our belief system, if it ain't clear, hey, y'all tell me right now if y'all want me to pull up this 10-page PDF that it took me weeks to put together, chasing down statements, going to this book and this reference and this site and copying this and typing that. I made a PDF that for weeks it took me to put together piece by piece, and it ain't a masterpiece, but it's good enough. Tell me in the comments if y'all want me to pull that 10-page PDF that I sent to those brothers that they still have. I'm still a joke, but that today went through that 10-page PDF of statements from the Salaf proving the joke that I am. Proving my bad to the per Abu Naima al-Amriki. I'm gonna make you famous. You want to be famous now? I'll make you famous. Where are they? Where are they? Philadelphia and Jersey. Tag Hassan Somali and ask him to fix this for us. Ask him to correct me about what I put on the screen. Ask him to give us the references. The brother Abdul Kabir, the joke Abdul Kabir just gave y'all the evidence of what Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah believes. Ask him to come check. Since y'all can't come check me, ask Hassan Somali, get your scholar on the phone. I can get my scholars on the phone. I can call them on the phone right now and send them the link, and they'll come on here and corroborate what I'm talking about. Can y'all do that? Since y'all don't know what I'm saying, and I'm such a joke, and y'all got receipts on me and all this stuff, put the receipts up. Put them up. Okay, we'll go to the I hope this was clear. Let me go to some comments that need to be heard, inshallah ta'ala. Daniel Jackson, what's going on, Aki? Yeah, you're right, Salim. He's saying this is my big brother. My big brother calling me big brother. Alhamdulillah. He said, "Be careful. I know you don't fear no man, but they so click minded that they may come after me. And I've been getting death threats from them guys for years. Just got one the other day. I'm gonna stand on the hawk, no matter what. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And they will be put on record in front of everybody for killing a Muslim, for killing good old Abdul Kabir Muhammad, who was trying to bring Islam to his people so that his people can get better. So if any of one of them dudes try to step and whack me and they succeed in being whacked, they ain't gonna never having a reputation as a Muslim ever again. and they not gonna live too long. I promise you that. And once I'm dead and gone and they do what they did to me, guaranteed their whole entire address is going to be incinerated about me. I promise you. I promise you. Always remember, Muslim, never alone, never forgotten. I want for myself what I want for my brothers and sisters, the truth and the proof, and you'll never be alone in Islam. I mean, taqwa, inshallah, alhamdulillah, absolutely. We love each other worldwide. So Ak was part of the conversation that prompted this live stream, and he advised me. This same brother right here advised me to relax. I don't know what Sharif's problem is. Me and him never had words. Like I know him. Me and him met once. I don't know the other brother. And the other brother, I think they cool. I think they sincere. I just think they misguided. And, I don't like. I told both of them, I don't have no hate in my heart towards y'all or no Muslims or no Salafis or nothing. I can't look at another beard and another kufi and a hijab and be like, I want to blow their head off. I can't do that. I can't make that okay within myself. The fact that they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, I'm gonna try to give tabligh and nasiha to you to the day that I die. And I want you to give it to me. But like the brother said, he talked to him. He said, let this be a teaching moment, not anything personal. Go over the text and show your proof and why you feel it's incorrect. Keep it academic. This is all that we asking y'all. Why so much hate? Why so much hate? Something this is mean and dismissive and married a bunch of times. I mean, why Yakum Salim? Named Jackson said, Assalamu alaikum. It was called passion, my brother, of the Deen of Islam. Some people who had no backbone may take it as aggression or confrontational. No truth has all it needs in it from facts and the evidence. Once we stand on that, we will be the ones they dislike most. Even those who say they are believers love you more for the sake of Allah. Allahu Akbar. And always continue to spread truth and knowledge about Islam. Allahu Akbar. May Allah continue to strengthen the community and it means necessary. I mean. See, this is what's weird to me. I can't even pronounce your name, brother. Omar Ranjun on YouTube. I'm talking nonsense because it ain't what you believe, right? Well, hit me up, Umar Ranjum. Hit me up. Bring your evidence. I bring you on the platform, and you can bring your rebuttal, and you can prove Abdul Kabir wrong. Don't just make these claims like it's like stop talking nonsense. Man, say something academic. Say something worthy of responding to, as opposed to sticks and stones and break my bones. I don't know you. I don't know where you at, where you coming from, or whatever. But get with me. I'm willing for y'all to prove me wrong. And then I'll be the loudest one saying the Salafi Minhaj is the fifth madhab. And they're the fourth school of Aqidah. Let's get with it. Don't just call names and make my blood lawful. Can you think? Can any Salafi out there think and go point for point with me? And we can just do three things because it's only these matters can get way up into the woods. We can take the three most marquee issues, and the fact of the matter is, the issue is we believe that y'all are on Dalala and y'all believe that we are Kufar. We're gonna get down to the bottom of it all. I'm gonna bring my evidence from the Quran, the Sunnah, and the way of Salaf, and I'm gonna expect whoever steps on this screen to bring their evidence and your interpretation, because we got interpretations. Y'all interpretations come from the Saudi Arabian scholars. Our interpretation don't come from the Saudi Arabian scholars. It comes from the people that actually lived in the time period that y'all claim that y'all follow. Our texts and our books, our fiqh, our usul, everything comes from that time period. So we are the ones who are following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salah. Y'all are following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Now, Arab. Saudi. They the majority in the whole world. Okay, so this brother is smart. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Anthony Morel. You said it was clear. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, you're right. Went up, Slime. You're right. You had put a comment that I wanted to get back to. I saw somebody would never come here. It's disingenuous. This is dangerous for Hassan Somali. I heard that Hassan Somali rides around in a bulletproof Maybach. Is that true, or some type of designer car? Like, if that's not preacher-ish, I don't know what is. The brothers are telling me that Hassan Somali gives his khutbah. He don't even mix with the people. He just go out the back door and jump in his bulletproof Benz Sprinter or Maybach Sprinter or something. Those people in Germantown Masjid are dirt poor. He driving this $400,000 car. Where you get that money from? Somebody tell me, well, he got businesses over there in Germantown. Where you get the money to start them businesses? Got them from off of y'all backs. So it is my point in saying that is, Hassan Somali, this ain't his thing. His thing is to keep y'all sleep because y'all pay him to keep y'all sleep. He gets paid a very good salary. He got the connection with the rappers, and the rappers is throwing him bags on the low, supporting the community, supporting the dawah. All that money ain't going to the community. Y'all po. Y'all po. The people of Germantown Masjid are po. That's why they sons is out there robbing everybody. They walking around with the kufi, with the Pusheisty mask up under the kufi. These are the type of Muslims we got telling us that are telling us that we're pagans. They walking around in Lululemon jeans up under the joggers, up under the izar with the Pusheisty mask and a kufi. This is Germantown's Jama'ah. I'm being facetious. But yeah, Hassan Somali ain't gonna come talk to me, because if he has one online slip up, his community is over. They're gonna oust him as a imam. He ain't gonna make no more money. What are he gonna do to make money? He can't make more money. He can't make money nowhere else. So it's his job. He gets paid not to tell y'all the truth. That's what the preachers do. That's what the preachers in Christianity do. They don't want y'all to know that Jesus never said that he was the Son of God. They want y'all to keep believing and keep y'all sleeping. And everybody does this to black people. And once again, I repeat, this is why Imam Amin said that the Salafi Minhaj is the new slave master of black people. Because no matter what, y'all gonna blindfold. I can show you every hadith. I can show you all the proof, and y'all still gonna believe what Hassan Somali say. Now, if that's not blind following, I don't know what is. It looked like it looked like it got too hot for Abu Naima. Abu Naima couldn't take it. So they proved my point. They couldn't bring no evidence. They couldn't say, hey, brother, I have the evidence pulled up on my computer. Send me the link so I can come on here and I can show the people the hawk about the matter. All they're going to say is, I'm a joke. I'm a Batili. I'm a Muqtadi. My blood is lawful. I'm stupid. I don't know how to say the word salaf. That's all they're going to say. They just only going to throw slurs. They're going to throw insults. and they're going to throw you out of Islam. That doesn't scare me. It might scare a lot of our teachers that don't come from none of that. And that's the last thing I want to end with. It's like they are, it's like those foreign, because Hassan Somali not from Philly. He's from London. And he's not even African American. Black people have a European complex. We think that everything that is foreign is better. So the fact that he came from London, I don't even know what his educational background is, but he came from London. He got that nice, pretty light skin. He's not dark skinned like most of the people that live in Philadelphia. He's foreign. He's something new. He's something different. He's something outside of what we are, because we hate ourselves so much that we think that somebody from outside the community is better than us. He knows better than us because of that. We follow him, and he's playing on y'all ignorance. Like I said in the beginning of this program, y'all never picked up Aqidatul Tahawiyah. Y'all never picked up the Sanusiyyah. Y'all never picked up Fiqh al-Akbar. Y'all never picked up these books that were written in those first three generations. These are Aqidah books that were written in those first three generations, and then came out with the result that, oh yeah, I'm going to be a Salafi and follow Ibn Abdul Wahhab. Y'all only read the books from the Saudi Arabians, and that came from Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and that's approved by the Wahhabi establishment. Y'all do not read the books of the Salaf. Y'all don't believe what those books say. All three of those books I just told you were written in the 3rd century, so they were transmitted from the 1st and the 2nd century. Is this not the Khairul Qurun? I believe what those books said. How am I pagan? Y'all don't believe those books. Y'all believe what Fawzan said. Y'all don't believe what those books that were written in the Khairun Qurun. Y'all don't believe those books. And it was only 2 people in between those individuals and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Y'all don't believe what Imam Malik believed. Abu Naima asked me on the post the other day, where's Allah? Imam Malik said that asking where's Allah is a bid'ah. But y'all calling us the Mubtadi'een. If I had $1 for every time a Salafi asks me where's Allah, because he know I'm an Ash'ari, it is bid'ah to ask where Allah is. Imam Malik said this, but they don't want to. But the Salafi, Saudi Arabian, Medinan scholars don't want to tell y'all that. They keep y'all asleep. They're playing on y'all ignorance, and they turning y'all against us. We can't unite as people so that they can live like kings and queens. That's all Ibn Abdul Wahhab wanted to do. He wanted to rule the people through religion so that he can have the dunya. And Ibn Saud, he sided with a dude who made a pact with the British government. He sided with the Kuffar. You don't hear the Wahhabis, Salafis, you don't hear them talking about none of the Kuffar. Y'all so tough. Why don't y'all put out some stuff against Palestine and the Palestinians and the Yahud that's doing all that stuff in Palestine? May Allah Ta'ala free Palestine. If y'all so tough, go over there and free the Muslims. If y'all so tough, where are y'all leaders? Where they supposed to be the Khilafah of today? Why they not over there putting in the work for the Muslims? Since y'all so tough and y'all so much killers and y'all want to bully us into not speaking the haq, why don't you take your tough self to Palestine and put in some real work and go die for the sake of Allah, since you that sincere? Since Hassan Somali is that much on a haq, since the Saudi Arabian Khilafah is that, are the rulers that we're supposed to follow and never go against. Why they ain't doing nothing about Palestine if they on a haq and they not working with the Kuffar? Why did Bin Baz sign a fatwa to give permission for the United States government to come in and bomb, to use their airspace and use their air hangars to launch missiles from? Why are y'all working with the Kuffar and then turn around and call us Kuffar? Man, them Salafi teachers are agents. You heard it here first. They are agents to keep Islam asleep in African American communities. I believe wholeheartedly that the United States government is endorsing Salafiyyah and pushing these Salafi imams on, because the British and the American, we know that they have a pact together since day one. And we know it's documented history that the Saud tribe teamed up with the British government. That's how they got guns to give to the Wahhabiyya or the Muwahhidun. At first, they were calling themselves the Muwahhidun, to go and purify Islam and go and kill Muslims. This is the haq. This is the haq. How can you follow people who made a pact with the kuffar? How can y'all talk so valiantly about Abu Khadija and all these kings and these Saudi kings, and you walking around with that red and white checker thing on your head, and these people ducking smoke? You ain't ducking smoke from me. They done told me they done shoot me and kill me and chainsaw me and all this old mess. But you walking around with the Saudi Arabian flag on your head, but you don't want to go to Saudi Arabia and tell them, like, hey, man, we about to go free Palestine. They're Muslims. They killing Muslims. They slaughtering Muslims. They pushing Muslims off into the ocean. If you that tough, go put that work in. I'm your lead. I'm just an internet character. If you so valiant and you so sincere, and why Hassan Samali, as a leader over here, is not talking to his bosses back in Saudi Arabia and telling them, listen, man, y'all ain't getting another dollar from us until y'all go free Palestine. Y'all want to have them conversations, do y'all? Y'all want to have that conversation? Y'all scared to have that conversation. Man, them teachers are and we already know that America fears black people coming together and uniting. And we already know, if you know anything, you already know that that the Black Messiah doctrine is at play. The Sunnah will free black people. And that's something that just can't happen in America. We ain't got to say why. It just can't happen. Those who know. And when Islam took off in America, they smart, man. They some clever devils, man. We dealing with some clever devils. They said, oh, now the black people want to be Muslims. Oh, now they want to be Muslims. They don't want to be, now they want to be Muslims. Okay, they got on the phone, they got their people from Saudi Arabia and say, yeah, bring them on in. And all this money, where is this money coming from? Philadelphia, the black Philadelphia is piss poor. Where's all these massages coming from? How was Germantown built? Man, let me stop before I get assassinated for they do to me what happened to that dude in Utah, man. Let me stop, man. That's probably what this is, man. I'm thinking a lot of these dudes that be coming on my page and just talking crazy about me for spreading the hot, I think they're agents. Because how could you have a problem with me teaching my people hot? You don't believe what I'm saying? Okay, keep it pushing. Turn me off. I don't listen to Hassan Somali. They ain't sitting around talking about him all day, every day, and break his back and all his blood is lawful and all. I ain't doing that. He ain't got nothing for me. I'm putting in the work with my people. I'm spending my time in the books from the Quran and Sunnah and trying to apply it in my life and trying to give it to all of my people so that we can be free. Because we're not free. So the people, anybody who got a problem with that, you're a problem. And you are an agent. And I'm going to say it. Shoot me. Go ahead. Shoot. And I'll be a shaheed to Allah. You did me a favor. If you got a problem with that, you are an agent. You ain't no scholar. You're an agent. Inshallah ta'ala, this was a clear lecture. I really wish we can get off of this stuff, but the Salafis won't let us live. Once we get going in the right direction, we always got something that's coming and pulling us back. And when I was teaching at the masjid in Cincinnati, alhamdulillah, I was honored with teaching at the masjid. I could not build the community. Me and my sheikh, who appointed me to teach, Ismail Cartier, I could not build the community because we got people standing up in the middle of the Ta'lim and standing up in the middle of Jum'ah. Oh, that shirt. Do you even know what Salafiyyah is? Do you even know you follow my? You trying to teach the people to blind follow in the middle of Ta'lim. In the middle of Ta'lim. This is why I got to do this. I don't want to sit up here and keep talking about Salafis. Yeah, y'all over there, go ahead. Leave us alone. Quit sharing all these reels from Abu Khadija and all these dudes and talking about the Ash'aris and talk, man, tell y'all scholars, tell Hassan Somali and them that y'all are not Ash'aris, y'all are not Madhabis. Talk about Salafis. Stop talking about us. Are y'all teachers paid to come out to Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah? We ain't thinking about y'all. I have never been to a Ta'lim and the topic of conversation was why Salafiyyah is wrong and why Salafiyyah is Dalala and why they're Mushrik and why I've never been in a Ta'lim. We don't talk about y'all. Can y'all please stop talking about us and starting all this fitting online? Can y'all please stop? Can y'all tell y'all scholars to only teach y'all Salafiyyah and stop teaching y'all about matters that are mundane, the tawassul and istighathah, and y'all get online calling people pagans and y'all don't even understand the matter clearly. Learn your madhab. Learn your minhaj. Spend time with that. It ain't your job to refute people. If I'm on here and I start saying, when I started to teach, and I was teaching Ash'ari Aqidah, and I was teaching Maliki Fiqh, and I'm jumping on here, I got guys in the comments deterring the conversation and trolling my page talking about, oh, this is Batil, he's a blind follower, he's a pagan, he's a grave worshiper. Man, find you something. Go learn your religion. Go learn your minhaj. Leave us alone. We don't care about y'all. It ain't but 5 of y'all in the whole world anyway. Y'all not a threat. Y'all making too much noise over here, though. Leave us alone. We'll leave y'all alone. Y'all leave us alone. Don't approach us talking about how much of pagans we are. Okay, you believe that we pagans? Cool, fine. Get on. Leave us alone. Unless you're carrying out the conspiracy of Ibn Abdul Wahhab. You're carrying out the pact of the British government made with the Saudi government and the pact that the Saudi tribe made with Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and you're trying to kill Muslims and purify the deen. If that ain't your goal, shut up. Respectfully. I love y'all all for the sake of Allah. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Share this. Get this out there in the reverberation so we can dead all this Salafi, Madhabi, Salafi, Sunni. They go their way, we'll go our way. We're going to teach what we believe can help the people. Y'all teach what y'all believe can help the people. Just leave it be. Stop breaking our backs. Stop cursing us. Stop attacking us, talking about, oh, you got to go and push the little bit out and all this stuff. Quit. If I meet you and you say you're going to Masjid bin Baz, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over here to the Kuba school. If I say that to you, if you say that you're going to Germantown Masjid and I piece you out, I'm like, okay, I'm going over here to Uthman Danfodio. Don't leave me alone. Leave me alone, sound like that ain't going to hurt you. That ain't gonna hurt you. And if you got so much hate in your heart and you gotta go and you got to get some work and you got to kill people and you don't care about your wife and you don't care about your kids, go to Saudi Arabia, tell them to give you some guns, and you walk your crazy tail self to Palestine and put in some work. Mr. Salafi, Mr. Sahabi, go. What you're not gonna get no reward for killing me. Go to Saudi Arabia and tell them to arm you, and then go to Palestine. You're going to get a reward. Allah will give you a reward for fighting for his cause. If y'all so tough. Respectfully. You got to eat dinner. It's late. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. I could have called it what's up for the law. Anything I said wrong, that's my mistake. I'm willing to be corrected. I'm like, please help me out. Don't come with no foolishness and no nonsense, because you know I'm gonna burn you up. I'm gonna flame you. Stay tuned, y'all. We have the A team back, the Akida team. We are back. Alhamdulillah. We got more lessons coming from the Shafi'i madhab. We got more lessons coming from the Hanbali madhab. We got some good conversations coming. We're gonna do some reactions to some videos and current and relevant topics, and put Ahlus Sunnah spin on all these current events, or perspective, I should say. We working on it, everybody. We all working in and got families, so we're trying to correlate we got a Hanafi brother that's going to be contributing, and this way that we can show y'all that we actually follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. This is just not all this stuff that they say. We coming from every angle, inshallah. We want to show y'all even all the differences have roots and connection to each other. And it's tolerance. Islam is about tolerance, and it's about peace. We're tolerant with each other, and we want to bring this to the forefront in the online community. It's not been done so much yet. Hamza, you late to class, man. You late, man. And we're gonna lock the door. Hamza late. He can't come in. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Make sure y'all share this, get this out there so that we can put this to bed. Find the Germantown people. Tell them to come shut my page down. Inshallah. I see that Umran Ranjum or whatever. I see he ain't said nothing. This is the problem. This is the problem. I told y'all they hate Muslims, y'all. They hate Muslims. I'm following what the Salaf said, and I just showed y'all, I proved y'all. I'm following what the Salaf said, and they hate it. They hate Muslims. I proved it in this video. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Kulli qawla hadha wa astaghfirullah wa la ilaha illallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See y'all next week.